The Alchemist's Guide to the Soul. Welcome back. This audiobook is a simple guide for turning the ordinary parts of your life into something golden and meaningful. We will explore timeless wisdom and practical ideas to help you understand yourself more deeply and connect with the world in a new way. This is not about complex mystical theories, but about discovering the magic that already exists within you and your daily life. Let's begin this journey of inner transformation together. Before we begin, I have a question for you. Think of a time you had a strong gut feeling about something, and it turned out to be right. What was that situation? Take a moment to remember it, and if you feel comfortable, please share a little about it in the comments below. Your story might be the sign someone else needs to see today. Chapter 1. The Inner Compass. Discovering your true north. We begin our journey together by exploring the most fundamental and yet most overlooked tool we all possess, our inner compass. Imagine you are the captain of a grand ship, and your life is the vast, open ocean. This ocean has calm, sunny days, but it also has terrifying storms, confusing fogs, and hidden reefs. A captain would never dare to set sail without a compass. It is the one instrument that, regardless of the weather or the visibility, always points true. It offers a reliable, unshakable sense of direction. You, right now, have a compass just like this within you. It is your intuition, your gut feeling, that deep, quiet sense of knowing that resides beneath the noisy surface of your daily thoughts. This inner compass is your true north. It is the part of you that knows your purpose, that understands your deepest needs, and that can guide you towards a life of authenticity, joy, and fulfillment. Your only task is to learn how to read it. This chapter is your first lesson in the ancient and sacred art of navigating by your own inner light. The journey ahead is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering the profound wisdom you were born with. You are already the captain of your ship. It is time to learn to trust your compass. In our modern world, we are taught to look for answers everywhere except within. We look to experts, to online articles, to friends, to societal trends, and to the endless scroll of social media to tell us how to live, what to want, and who to be. We are drowning in a sea of information, a constant barrage of opinions, advertisements, and expectations. This external noise creates a powerful static, a deafening clamor that makes it almost impossible to hear the subtle, quiet whisper of our own inner guidance. Think of your inner compass as a delicate, magnetic needle. In its natural state, it aligns perfectly with your true north. But the modern world is filled with powerful, clashing magnetic fields that pull your compass in 1,000 different directions at once. The urgent email from your boss pulls it one way. The seemingly perfect lives of others on social media pull it another. The anxieties about the future, amplified by the 24-hour news cycle, spin it around wildly. The expectations of your family and community create their own powerful magnetic force. In the midst of all this interference, the needle of your compass cannot settle. It quivers and spins, leaving you feeling lost, confused, and disconnected from your own sense of direction. This feeling is not a personal failure. It is the natural consequence of living in an environment that is expertly designed to distract you from your inner world. The constant notifications on our phones, the pressure to be always productive, the culture of comparison, and the fear of missing out all serve to keep our attention focused outward. We become so accustomed to this external noise that the silence required to hear our own intuition can feel uncomfortable, even frightening. But it is in that silence that your power lies. It is in that stillness that you can finally hear the voice that has been trying to guide you all along. The first step in this journey of alchemy is not to add something new, but to begin taking away the noise. It is to consciously create moments of quiet, to turn down the volume of the outside world so that you can finally tune into the frequency of your own soul. This process requires courage. It is an act of rebellion to choose stillness in a world that demands constant motion. But it is the most important act of self-love you can undertake. By quieting the external static, you allow the needle of your inner compass to settle, to steady itself, and to point once again, towards your true north. The constant state of distraction and overstimulation that defines much of modern life has a very real, measurable impact on our physical and mental well-being. From a scientific perspective, when we are perpetually bombarded with information, deadlines, and social pressures, our bodies enter a low-grade but chronic state of stress. This is often referred to as the fight-or-flight response, a primal survival mechanism governed by our autonomic nervous system. Our ancestors needed this response to escape from a saber-toothed tiger. A surge of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol would prepare them for immediate physical action. Their heart rate would increase, their breathing would become shallow and rapid, and blood would be diverted from functions like digestion and logical thinking to their muscles. This was incredibly useful for short-term survival. The problem is, our bodies have not evolved as quickly as our technology and our society. Today, that saber-toothed tiger is a relentless stream of emails, a traffic jam, a difficult conversation, or a worrying news headline. Our bodies react in the same ancient way, flooding our system with stress hormones. But unlike our ancestors, we rarely have a physical release for this stress. We do not run or fight. We sit at our desks, stewing in this chemical cocktail. This chronic activation of the stress response has devastating consequences. It impairs our immune system, disrupts our digestion, and contributes to a host of modern ailments. Crucially, for our purpose here, it completely hijacks our ability to think clearly and access our intuition. When your body is in a state of high alert, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the center for rational thought, planning, and self-awareness, goes partially offline. Your brain prioritizes immediate, reactive thinking over deep, reflective wisdom. It is simply not possible to hear the quiet whisper of your soul when your entire nervous system is screaming that you are in danger. This is why practices that calm the nervous system are not just luxuries. They are essential for reconnecting with our inner compass. Furthermore, the sheer volume of information we consume leads to a phenomenon known as decision fatigue. Your brain, like a muscle, can get tired. Every small decision you make throughout the day, from what to wear to which email to answer first, depletes your mental energy. When you are constantly making trivial choices, you have less capacity for the important ones. This is why, at the end of a long day, you might find yourself mindlessly scrolling or making poor food choices. Your willpower is exhausted. In this state of mental depletion, your choices are more likely to be driven by habit, impulse, or the path of least resistance, rather than by your true, inner wisdom. You are not listening to your true north. You are simply trying to stay afloat. Recognizing these biological and psychological realities is empowering. It shows us that feeling lost and overwhelmed is not a sign that we are broken. It is a sign that we are human beings living in a very unnatural environment. The solution, then, is to consciously and deliberately introduce practices into our lives that counteract these effects, that soothe our nervous system, and that clear the mental clutter, allowing our natural wisdom to emerge once more. The beautiful truth at the heart of our exploration is that your intuition is not some rare, mystical gift bestowed upon a select few. It is a natural, innate human ability, as fundamental to your being as your ability to see or hear. It is a form of intelligence, a different way of knowing that complements our logical, analytical mind. We have simply forgotten how to use it. The spiritual understanding of intuition is that it is the language of the soul. It is the direct line of communication between your conscious self and the deeper, wiser part of you that is connected to the universal intelligence, to God, to the source, or whatever name resonates with you. This deeper self is not limited by the experiences of your current life. It holds a perspective that is vast, loving, and timeless. It knows the path of your highest good, and it is constantly sending you messages to guide you along that path. These messages do not always come in loud, booming voices. More often they are subtle. They are a quiet knowing, a gut feeling, a sudden insight that appears in a moment of stillness. They are the inexplicable urge to turn left instead of right, only to avoid an accident. They are the feeling of warmth and expansion you get when you meet a new person who will become a dear friend. They are the persistent, nagging feeling that a certain situation is not right for you, even if it looks perfect on paper. The analogy of tuning a radio is perhaps the most fitting way to understand how we can strengthen this connection. Imagine that the wisdom of your soul is constantly broadcasting on a specific frequency. If your radio, which is your conscious mind, is filled with static, turned to the wrong station, or has its volume turned all the way down, you will not hear the broadcast. It does not mean the broadcast has stopped. It only means you are not tuned in. The practices of mindfulness, meditation, and spending time in nature are all methods of tuning your radio. They help you to quiet the static of your racing thoughts. They help you to turn down the volume of the external world. They help you to scan the dial, moving past the noisy commercial stations of fear and doubt, until you find that clear, beautiful frequency of your own inner wisdom. Strengthening your intuition is a practice, like learning to play a musical instrument. In the beginning, it might feel awkward. The notes might be clumsy, and you might not trust the sounds you are making. But with consistent, patient practice, your fingers become more nimble, your ear becomes more discerning, and soon you are able to create beautiful music. Similarly, the more you practice listening to your intuition and acting on its guidance, the stronger and clearer the signal will become. You will start to recognize its unique signature in your body and your awareness. You will build a relationship of trust with this inner guidance system, and as you do, you will find that you are no longer a ship tossed about by the random waves of life, but a master navigator, confidently charting your own course with the unwavering guidance of your true north. Let us now move from the conceptual to the practical. Knowing you have an inner compass is one thing. Learning how to actually use it in your daily life is another. The first and most essential step is to create moments of intentional stillness. You must carve out small pockets of time in your day where you deliberately disconnect from the outer world to connect with your inner world. This does not have to be a monumental task. You do not need to go on a week-long silent retreat, although that can be powerful. You can begin with just 5 minutes. Perhaps it is the first 5 minutes after you wake up, before you reach for your phone. You could simply sit on the edge of your bed, close your eyes, and notice the sensation of your feet on the floor. Or it could be 5 minutes in your car after you have parked at work, before you go into the building. Turn off the engine, turn off the radio, and just sit. The goal of this time is not to achieve some special state, or to have a profound revelation. The goal is simply to be. It is to give your nervous system a break from the constant input, and to signal to yourself that your inner world matters. During these moments of quiet, your main tool is your breath. Your breath is the most powerful and accessible anchor you have to the present moment. It is the bridge between your body and your mind. When your mind is racing with anxious thoughts about the future, or replaying events from the past, gently bringing your attention to the physical sensation of your breath in and out pulls you back to the here and now. This is the only place where you can hear your intuition. Your soul does not speak in the language of future worries or past regrets. It speaks in the quiet stillness of the present. Let us try a simple exercise together right now. Wherever you are, just take a moment. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. First, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, feeling your belly expand. Hold it for a moment. And now, exhale slowly through your mouth, as if you are blowing out a candle. Let us do that again. A deep breath in, filling your lungs completely, and a long, slow breath out, releasing any tension you might be holding. One more time. Breathe in calm, and breathe out noise. Now, just let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Do not try to change it or control it. Simply observe it. Notice the sensation of the air entering your nostrils. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest or your abdomen. Your mind will wander. That is what minds do. You might start thinking about your to-do list or a conversation you had yesterday. When you notice your mind has wandered, just gently and without judgment, guide it back to the sensation of your breath. Every time you do this, you are strengthening your mindfulness muscle. You are practicing the art of returning. This simple act, practiced for just a few minutes each day, is a profound form of alchemy. You are transforming scattered, anxious energy into focused, calm presence. You are clearing the static on your inner radio. This is not about emptying your mind of thoughts. It is about changing your relationship to your thoughts. You learn to see them as clouds passing in the sky, rather than getting swept up in the storm. As you practice this simple breathing and returning, you create a space within yourself. In this space, the subtle voice of your intuition can finally begin to be heard. It might not be a voice at all. It might be a feeling of peace about a certain decision, a sense of unease about another, or a creative idea that seems to pop into your head from nowhere. Your only job is to create the quiet and to listen. This is the foundational practice upon which all other steps are built. It is simple, it is free, and it is available to you in any moment. Your breath is your anchor. Use it. It will always guide you back home to yourself, where your true north is waiting patiently to be discovered. Chapter 2. The 4 Pillars of a Balanced Life: Mind, Body, Heart, and Spirit. Welcome to the second chapter of our journey. Now that we have begun the process of looking inward to find our inner compass, we must turn our attention to the vessel that carries us through this life. Imagine you are building a magnificent temple, a sacred structure that will be your home, your sanctuary, and your legacy. For this temple to be strong, to withstand the storms of life, and to stand tall and beautiful for years to come, it must be built upon a solid and balanced foundation. A temple with a crumbling foundation, a weak wall, or a leaking roof cannot house a sacred flame. Similarly, for your inner light to shine brightly, the structure of your life must be sound. This structure is supported by 4 essential pillars: the pillar of the mind, the pillar of the body, the pillar of the heart, and the pillar of the spirit. These are not separate, isolated parts of your life. They are deeply and intricately interconnected. The health of one directly affects the health of all the others. A worried and anxious mind will create tension in the body. A neglected body will cloud the mind. A broken heart will drain the spirit. And a starved spirit will leave the heart feeling empty. In this chapter, we will be the architects of our own temple. We will examine each of these 4 pillars in detail. We will learn not only what they are, but how to nourish and strengthen them with simple, practical, and intentional actions. Building a balanced life is not about achieving a perfect, static state of being. It is a dynamic and ongoing process of tending to each of these crucial areas. It is about recognizing when one pillar is starting to weaken and giving it the attention it needs. This is the alchemy of holistic well-being. It is the art of transforming the raw materials of your daily life, your thoughts, your meals, your relationships, and your moments of joy into a strong, beautiful, and sacred temple where your soul can truly thrive. Let us begin by laying the first stone and examining the pillar of the mind. The first pillar of your temple is the mind. We will refer to the mind as the architect. It is the part of you that designs the blueprints of your reality. Your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes are the raw materials that construct your experience of the world. A wise architect knows that the quality of the structure depends entirely on the quality of the plans and the materials used. If the blueprint is flawed, or if the materials are weak, the entire temple will be unstable. Therefore, nurturing the mind is not simply about becoming more intelligent or acquiring more knowledge in a traditional sense. It is about cultivating a mind that is clear, curious, focused, and resilient. It is about becoming the conscious curator of your own thoughts. Let us first explore the concept of a curious mind. In our culture, we often associate a strong mind with having all the answers. We feel pressure to be an expert, to be certain, to be right. But true mental strength lies in the willingness to ask questions, to be open to new ideas, and to embrace the joyful state of not knowing. This is often called the beginner's mind. A beginner sees the world with fresh eyes, full of wonder and possibility. An expert can become rigid, trapped by their own knowledge and unable to see alternative perspectives. Cultivating a beginner's mind means approaching life with a sense of curiosity. It means asking why and what if. It means being more interested in learning than in being right. You can practice this every day. Ask a genuine question to a colleague about their work. Pick up a book on a topic you know nothing about. Watch a documentary that challenges your current beliefs. This practice keeps your mind flexible, adaptable, and alive. It prevents the mental rigidity that leads to stagnation and dogma. A curious mind is a growing mind, and a growing mind is a powerful architect for a vibrant life. Next, we must consider the diet of the mind. Just as the food you eat builds the cells of your body, the information you consume builds the pathways of your brain. In our digital age, we have access to an infinite buffet of information, but much of it is the equivalent of mental junk food. Gossip, outrage, fear-mongering news, and mindless entertainment are like sugar and processed fats for the mind. They provide a temporary hit of stimulation, but leave you feeling anxious, depleted, and mentally foggy. To build a strong mental pillar, you must become a conscious consumer of information. This is not about depriving yourself or becoming uninformed. It is about making deliberate choices. Before you click on an article, watch a video, or listen to a podcast, ask yourself a simple question. Will this nourish my mind? Will it teach me something useful, inspire me to be better, or offer me a beautiful new perspective? Or will it simply drain my energy and leave me feeling worse than before? Start to notice how you feel after you consume different types of media. Does scrolling through your social media feed for 30 minutes leave you feeling energized and connected? Or does it leave you feeling inadequate and anxious? Does watching the evening news make you feel informed and empowered? Or does it make you feel helpless and afraid? Your feelings are your guide. Begin to intentionally replace some of the junk food information with nutritious information. This could mean subscribing to a podcast that teaches a new skill, following artists or scientists on social media who inspire you, or committing to reading 10 pages of a challenging book each day. It is about shifting the balance from passive, reactive consumption to active, intentional nourishment. When you feed your mind with high-quality information, you provide it with the materials it needs to build positive, expansive, and empowering thoughts. You are giving your architect the finest stone, the strongest timber, and the clearest glass to build the temple of your life. A well-nourished mind also needs to be a focused mind. One of the greatest challenges to our mental pillar today is the myth of multitasking. We are led to believe that being productive means doing multiple things at once. Answering emails while on a conference call, texting while watching a movie, scrolling through social media while talking to our children. However, a growing body of scientific research shows that the human brain is not designed to multitask effectively. When we think we are multitasking, we are actually task switching very rapidly. Every time you switch from one task to another, there is a cognitive cost. It takes your brain time and energy to disengage from the first task and re-engage with the second. This constant switching drains your mental resources, leads to more errors, and ultimately makes you less efficient, not more. More importantly, it trains your brain to exist in a state of perpetual distraction. It weakens your ability to engage in deep work, the kind of focused, concentrated effort required to learn difficult things, solve complex problems, and create meaningful work. A distracted mind is a weak architect. It can only sketch shallow, incomplete plans. To strengthen your ability to focus, you must practice monotasking. This means consciously choosing to do one thing at a time. When you are writing an email, just write the email. Close all other tabs. Put your phone in another room. When you are having a conversation with someone, just have the conversation. Give them your full, undivided attention. When you are eating a meal, just eat the meal. Notice the flavors, the textures, the smells. A simple and powerful technique to train your focus is the Pomodoro technique. It is very simple. You choose one task to work on. You set a timer for 25 minutes. For those 25 minutes, you work on that single task and nothing else. If a distracting thought pops into your head, you write it down on a piece of paper and immediately return to your task. When the timer rings, you take a short 5-minute break. You stretch, get a glass of water, or look out the window. Then you set the timer for another 25 minutes. Practicing this, even for 1 or 2 cycles a day, can dramatically improve your ability to concentrate. You are training your mind like a muscle, teaching it to hold its attention steady. A focused mind is a powerful tool of alchemy. It can transform a complex problem into a simple solution and a vague intention into a tangible reality. Finally, tending to the pillar of the mind requires us to become skilled gardeners of our own thoughts. Your mind produces thousands of thoughts every day. Many of these thoughts are repetitive, automatic, and all too often, negative. The inner critic, the worrier, the doubter, these are common inhabitants of the mental landscape. Left untended, these negative thought patterns are like weeds. They grow quickly, choke out the positive thoughts, and poison the soil of your mind, leading to feelings of anxiety, low self-worth, and hopelessness. Being a good gardener does not mean you can prevent weeds from ever sprouting. That is impossible. It means you learn to recognize them as soon as they appear, and you gently remove them before they can take root. This is the practice of managing your negative thoughts. The first step is simple awareness. You must listen to the way you talk to yourself. When you make a mistake, what is the first thought that comes to mind? Is it, I am such an idiot? Or is it, that did not work? What can I learn from this? When you face a new challenge, does your mind say, I will never be able to do this? Or does it say, this is hard, but I can take the first step? Just start to notice these patterns without judgment. The next step is to gently challenge the negative thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought 100% true? Is there a more compassionate or realistic way to look at this situation? This practice is known as cognitive reframing. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I am a failure because I did not get that promotion, you can reframe it to, I am disappointed that I did not get the promotion, but this does not define my worth. It is an opportunity for me to see what skills I can develop, or if there is a different path that is better suited for me. You are not lying to yourself or engaging in toxic positivity. You are consciously choosing a perspective that is more empowering and less destructive. You can support this practice with affirmations. An affirmation is a simple, positive statement that you repeat to yourself, like planting a seed for a beautiful flower. Statements like, I am capable and resilient. I trust in my ability to handle challenges, or I choose to focus on what I can control, can, over time, create new, positive neural pathways in your brain. Tending to the garden of your mind is a daily practice. It requires patience and kindness, but every time you pull a negative weed and plant a positive seed, you are strengthening the pillar of your mind, ensuring that the architect of your life is designing from a place of clarity, wisdom, and self-love. You are the master gardener of your mind. Choose to cultivate a garden that is vibrant, beautiful, and flourishing. The second pillar and the very foundation of your temple is the body. We will call the body the foundation. It is the physical vessel that houses your mind, heart, and spirit. It is the only home you will ever truly have in this physical world. And yet, so many of us treat our bodies not as a sacred temple, but as a garbage bin or a workhorse. We neglect its needs, push it past its limits, and criticize its appearance. A weak foundation cannot support a grand temple. It will crack under pressure, leading to the collapse of the entire structure. Nurturing the body is not about achieving a certain weight or looking a certain way. It is a spiritual practice of respect, gratitude, and loving care. It is about providing your body with the fundamental elements it needs to be strong, healthy, and vibrant, so that it can serve as a solid foundation for a beautiful life. Let us begin with the most basic building material of our foundation, the food we eat. This is the alchemy of nutrition. The food you put into your body is literally transformed into your cells, your tissues, your bones, and your energy. You are, quite literally, what you eat. In our modern world, the topic of nutrition has become incredibly complex and confusing. There are endless diets, conflicting advice, and a culture of guilt and restriction around food. We must strip this all away and return to a simple, intuitive wisdom. The principle is this: eat real food. Eat food that is as close to its natural state as possible. Think of colourful vegetables and fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. These are the foods that are packed with the vitamins, minerals, and energy that your body recognizes and knows how to use. Processed foods, on the other hand, things that come in boxes and packages with long lists of chemical ingredients, are like cheap, faulty concrete for your foundation. They may fill you up, but they do not provide the structural integrity your body needs. Over time, a diet high in these foods can lead to inflammation, fatigue, and chronic disease. One of the most spiritual practices you can adopt is to eat with presence and gratitude. Before you eat, take a moment to look at your food. Think about the sunshine, the rain, and the earth that grew it. Think about the hands that harvested it, transported it, and prepared it. Offer a silent moment of thanks. When you eat slowly. Chew your food thoroughly. Put your fork down between bites. Notice the flavors and textures. This simple act of mindful eating not only improves your digestion, but it transforms the act of eating from a mindless chore into a sacred ritual of nourishment. Also, learn to listen to your body's own wisdom. Your body knows what it needs. It will send you signals of hunger when it needs fuel, and signals of fullness when it has had enough. Our culture teaches us to ignore these signals, to eat by the clock, or to clean our plate regardless of how we feel. Start to practice tuning into these subtle cues. Eat when you are truly hungry. Stop when you are comfortably full. By honoring these signals, you rebuild a relationship of trust with your body, recognizing it as a wise partner rather than an unruly machine to be controlled. By fueling your foundation with clean, wholesome food, you provide it with the strength and resilience it needs to support every other aspect of your life. A strong foundation must not only be built with good materials, but it must also be able to move and flex. It cannot be rigid and stagnant. This is where we explore the rhythm of movement. Our bodies were designed to move. For thousands of years, our ancestors walked, ran, hunted, and farmed. Movement was an integral part of daily life. Today, many of us spend our days sitting at a desk, in a car, on a sofa. This sedentary lifestyle is one of the greatest threats to the integrity of our physical foundation. When the body is stagnant, energy becomes blocked, muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and our overall vitality diminishes. The key to reintroducing movement is to release the idea that exercise must be a form of punishment. We do not need to force ourselves into grueling workouts at the gym if that does not bring us joy. Instead, we can frame movement as a celebration of what our bodies can do. It is an expression of aliveness. The goal is to find forms of movement that you genuinely enjoy. This could be as simple as taking a brisk walk in nature. Walking is one of the most natural and beneficial forms of movement for the human body. As you walk, feel your feet connecting with the earth. Notice the rhythm of your breath and your stride. It can be a form of moving meditation. Dancing is another powerful way to inhabit your body. Put on your favorite music when you are home alone and just let your body move freely, without judgment or choreography. Feel the music in your cells. It is a wonderful way to release stress and stagnant energy. Gentle practices like stretching or yoga are also incredibly beneficial. They help to maintain flexibility, release tension stored in the muscles, and connect the body and breath. The science is clear on this. Regular physical activity has profound benefits. It strengthens your heart, improves your circulation, and boosts your immune system. It also has a powerful effect on your mental well-being. When you move your body, it releases chemicals called endorphins, which are natural mood elevators and pain relievers. This is why a simple walk can often do more to clear your mind and lift your spirits than hours of worrying. Make a commitment to move your body every day in a way that feels good to you. It does not have to be for a long time. 15 or 20 minutes of intentional movement is far better than nothing. Think of it as daily maintenance for your sacred temple. By moving your body, you are keeping your foundation strong, flexible, and full of life, ensuring it can support you through all the seasons of your journey. Just as a builder must allow concrete to cure and settle, we must allow our bodies periods of deep rest to repair and rebuild. This is the sacred reset. In our culture that glorifies business and productivity, rest is often seen as a sign of weakness or laziness. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor. This is a deeply destructive belief. Rest is not a luxury, it is a biological necessity. It is during periods of rest, and particularly sleep, that the body performs its most critical maintenance tasks. While you sleep, your brain consolidates memories and clears out metabolic waste products that accumulate during the day. Your cells repair themselves, your hormones regulate, and your energy stores are replenished. Chronic sleep deprivation is like constantly chipping away at the foundation of your temple. Eventually, cracks will appear. It impairs your cognitive function, weakens your immune system, and contributes to nearly every major chronic health condition. Honoring the pillar of your body means making sleep a non-negotiable priority. This involves practicing good sleep hygiene. Try to go to bed and wake up roughly the same time each day, even on weekends, to regulate your body's internal clock. Create a restful environment in your bedroom. It should be cool, dark, and quiet. One of the biggest disruptors of sleep is blue light emitted from our phones, tablets, and computers. This light tricks your brain into thinking it is still daytime, suppressing the production of melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. Make a rule to put away all screens at least an hour before you plan to go to sleep. Use this time for calming activities instead. Read a physical book, take a warm bath, listen to calming music, or do some gentle stretching. This creates a transition period that signals to your body and mind that it is time to wind down. Rest, however, is not just about sleep. It is also about incorporating moments of active rest into your day. These are activities that you find restorative and rejuvenating, which are different for everyone. For one person, this might be sitting quietly with a cup of tea. For another, it might be engaging in a creative hobby like painting or playing an instrument. For a third, it could be spending time in nature or talking with a good friend. The key is that these activities should not feel like a chore. They should fill your cup rather than drain it. Look at your weekly schedule and intentionally block out time for this kind of restorative rest, just as you would schedule a work meeting. By embracing both deep sleep and active rest, you are giving your foundation the time it needs to cure, to strengthen, and to solidify. You are honoring the natural cycles of activity and rest that are essential for long-term health and vitality. A well-rested body is a resilient foundation, capable of holding steady no matter what life builds upon it. Remember, even the most sacred temple needs its quiet, peaceful nights to stand strong in the light of day. Chapter 3. The architecture of your reality, how your thoughts build your world. We have spent our time together so far learning to quiet the world so we can hear our inner compass. And we have examined the crucial importance of building a strong temple for our spirit, with the four pillars of mind, body, heart, and spirit. We have explored the first two pillars, understanding the mind as the architect and the body as the foundation. Now we are going to dive deeper into the power of the architect. We are going to explore the most profound and transformative truth you may ever encounter. Your thoughts, the very mental energy you generate every single moment, are the blueprints that construct the reality you experience. This is not a metaphor. It is the fundamental law of creation. You are the architect of your life, and your mind is the drafting table where it all begins. Every single thing that exists in your life, your health, your relationships, your financial situation, your joys and your sorrows, first existed as a thought in your mind. A thought that was thought again and again and again until it became a belief. That belief then colored your perceptions, guided your choices, and attracted circumstances that matched its nature. You are living today in the house that your past thoughts built. This is not a truth meant to inspire blame or regret for the past. It is a truth meant to ignite within you a profound sense of empowerment for your future. Because if your past thoughts created your present reality, then your present thoughts are, right now, in this very moment, building the foundation for your future reality. You hold the pen, you hold the drafting tools, you have the power to scrap the old blueprints that no longer serve you, and to begin drawing a new, more magnificent design. This chapter is your lesson in conscious architecture. We will explore the science of how your brain gives form to your thoughts. We will uncover the spiritual principle that your thoughts are a form of energy that communicates with the universe. And most importantly, we will provide you with the practical, alchemical tools to become a master architect of your own existence. It is time to step into your creative power, to pick up your tools, and to consciously and deliberately build the life your soul came here to experience. The raw materials are all around you, but the blueprint, the grand design, is and always has been within you. Let us begin our exploration of this creative power by looking at the physical machinery you are working with, your brain. For a long time, science believed that the adult brain was a static, fixed entity. It was thought that by the time you reached a certain age, your brain structure was more or less set in stone. You were who you were, and your personality, habits, and ways of thinking were permanent fixtures. This belief, however, has been completely overturned by one of the most exciting discoveries in modern neuroscience, the concept of neuroplasticity. The word itself gives you a clue. Neuro refers to the neurons, the nerve cells in your brain, and plastic means malleable, changeable, or moldable. Neuroplasticity, in simple terms, is the proven ability of your brain to reorganize itself, both physically and functionally, throughout your entire life, in response to your thoughts, experiences, and environment. Your brain is not a static piece of hardware. It is a dynamic, living, and constantly adapting landscape. Imagine the landscape of your brain is like a dense, grassy field. When you think a new thought or learn a new skill, it is like walking through that field for the first time. You trample down a faint path in the grass. It is barely visible. If you never walk that path again, the grass will soon grow back and the path will disappear. But if you walk that same path every single day, what happens? The path becomes more defined. It gets wider. The grass gets worn away, and soon you have a clear, easy to follow dirt trail. If you keep walking that path day after day, year after year, that trail can eventually become a paved road. It becomes your brain's default route. This is precisely how habits, beliefs, and skills are formed in your brain. Every time you think a thought, a specific set of neurons fire in a particular sequence, creating an electrical pathway. A famous saying in neuroscience captures this perfectly. Neurons that fire together, wire together. The more frequently a specific neural pathway is activated, the stronger, faster, and more automatic connection between those neurons becomes. This is how a negative thought pattern, like "I am not good enough," can become so powerful. The first time you had that thought, it was just a faint path in the grass. But if you repeated it to yourself every time you faced a challenge or made a mistake, you reinforced that neural pathway. You walked that path over and over until it became a superhighway in your brain. Now, the thought runs automatically, without your conscious consent. It has become a deeply ingrained belief. But the incredible, hopeful news of neuroplasticity is that this process works in both directions. Just as you can create negative pathways, you can consciously create positive ones. And just as old, unused paths in a field will eventually become overgrown, old, unused neural pathways in your brain will weaken over time. This means that you are never, ever stuck with the brain you have today. You can literally rewire your brain for happiness, for success, for confidence, for peace. When you intentionally choose a new, empowering thought, such as "I am capable and resilient," it is like starting a new path in that field. At first, it feels unnatural. Your brain, accustomed to the old negative highway, will want to revert back to it. It requires conscious effort and repetition to walk this new path. But every time you repeat that positive thought, every time you choose that new perspective, you are strengthening that new neural pathway. You are making the new path clearer and more defined. With enough repetition, the new empowering thought will become the new default. It will become the new highway. The old negative path, starved of the energy of your attention, will begin to weaken. The grass will start to grow over it. This scientific fact is the foundation of our work as alchemists of the mind. It is proof that change is not just a hopeful wish. It is a biological reality. You have the inherent ability to sculpt the very organ that perceives and creates your world. Every thought you think is an act of brain surgery. Choose your thoughts as carefully as a surgeon chooses their scalpel. Another fascinating piece of our mental machinery that helps explain how our thoughts shape our reality is a network of neurons in the brainstem called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. You can think of the RAS as the gatekeeper or the master filter for your consciousness. Your five senses are constantly taking in an incredible amount of information, millions of bits of data every single second. It is impossible for your conscious mind to process all of it. If you tried, you would be instantly overwhelmed. The RAS is the system that filters through this massive amount of sensory data and decides what is important enough to be brought to your conscious attention. And how does it decide what is important? It pays attention to what you focus on. It listens to your dominant thoughts and beliefs. It essentially gets a set of instructions from you about what to look for in the world. The most classic and relatable example of the RAS in action is what happens when you decide to buy a new car. Let's say you decide you want to buy a blue SUV. In the weeks leading up to this decision, you may not have noticed many blue SUVs on the road. But the moment you make that decision, the moment you tell your RAS that blue SUVs are important to me, you suddenly start seeing them everywhere. It seems as if the number of blue SUVs in your city has magically tripled overnight. But of course, it has not. The number of blue SUVs is the same as it has always been. What has changed is your brain's filter. Your RAS, having been given a new instruction, is now allowing any information related to blue SUVs to pass through its gate and enter your conscious awareness. It is actively searching your environment for a match to your dominant thought. This is a simple mechanical process, but its implications for your life are absolutely profound. If your dominant thoughts are focused on lack, scarcity, and what is going wrong in your life, what instructions are you giving to your RAS? You are telling it to filter your reality for evidence of lack. You are instructing it to search for proof that life is hard and that people are unfair. And so, your RAS will dutifully go to work, highlighting every single experience that matches that belief. You will notice the bill you cannot pay. You will notice the person who cuts you off in traffic. You will notice the opportunity you missed. You will literally be blind to the evidence of abundance, kindness, and opportunity that is all around you because your filter is not programmed to see it. Conversely, if you consciously choose to focus your thoughts on gratitude, abundance, and opportunity, you give your RAS a completely different set of instructions. You are telling it, show me what is good in my life. Show me reasons to be thankful. Show me opportunities for growth. Your RAS will then start filtering your reality for evidence that supports these new beliefs. You will start to notice the kindness of a stranger. You will see the beauty in a sunset. You will overhear a conversation that gives you a brilliant new idea. The opportunities were always there. The kindness was always there. Your reality has not changed, but your perception of it has, and perception is reality. This is how two people can live in the same world, in the same city, and have wildly different experiences. One person, filtered for negativity, sees a world that is dangerous and bleak. The other person, filtered for positivity, sees a world that is full of beauty and potential. They are both right. Their RAS is simply showing them the world they expect to see. This knowledge puts power squarely in your hands. You are the programmer of your own filter. By consciously choosing your thoughts, particularly your first thoughts in the morning and your last thoughts at night, you are programming your aras for the day and for your subconscious mind to work on while you sleep. You can deliberately instruct your brain to search for the good, to look for the opportunities, and to find the evidence of the life you wish to create. This is not wishful thinking. This is the practical application of how your brain is designed to work. You are telling your gatekeeper exactly what to let into the palace of your mind. Now let us add another layer to our understanding of the mind as an architect. The psychological principle of confirmation bias. This is a close cousin to the function of the RS, but it operates at a higher, more cognitive level. Confirmation bias is the natural human tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms or supports our pre-existing beliefs. In other words, we do not see the world as it is. We see it as we are. We like to believe that we are rational beings, that we look at the evidence and then form our conclusions. But more often than not, we start with a conclusion, a belief that is already formed, and then we go out into the world and look for evidence to prove ourselves right. It is a form of mental cherry-picking. If you hold the deep-seated belief that you are unlucky, you will interpret a flat tire not as a random inconvenience, but as further proof of your inherent unluckiness. You will conveniently forget the 500 other times you drove your car without any issues. You will filter your own memories to support your belief. If you believe that your boss does not appreciate you, you will interpret their constructive feedback as criticism and their focus on other projects as a personal slight. You will fail to notice the time they praised your work in a meeting or gave you a challenging assignment because they trusted your abilities. Your belief system creates a powerful filter that colors every single one of your experiences. This is why arguments about politics or religion are often so fruitless. Each person is operating from a different set of core beliefs and is only able to see and accept evidence that confirms their own worldview. They are literally living in different realities. Recognizing the existence of confirmation bias is a sign of great wisdom and humility. It allows you to step back from your own certainty and ask a powerful question. What if I am wrong? What if my belief is not the absolute truth, but just a story I have been telling myself? This creates a crack in the armor of your ego, a space for new information and new perspectives to enter. When you are interacting with the world, you can practice noticing your own confirmation bias in action. When you have a strong emotional reaction to something, pause and ask yourself, what belief of mine is this situation reinforcing? Am I seeing the whole picture, or am I just looking for evidence to prove myself right? This practice of self-inquiry is a powerful tool for dismantling limiting beliefs. A limiting belief is simply a thought you have had so many times that you now accept it as a fact, and your confirmation bias works tirelessly to defend it. Beliefs like, I am not creative, I am bad with money, or all the good relationships are taken, are not truths. They are opinions that you have decided to treat as facts. They are the faulty blueprints your architect is using. By understanding confirmation bias, you can begin to see these beliefs for what they are. Mental habits. And like any habit, they can be changed. You can consciously decide to adopt a new empowering belief, like creativity flows through me easily. And then you can deliberately go out into the world and start looking for evidence to support it. You can start a small creative project. You can notice the creative way you solve a problem at work. You can appreciate creativity in nature. You are using the natural tendency of your own mind, your confirmation bias, to work for you instead of against you. You are telling your architect to start looking for evidence of strength, beauty, and success. And your mind will be more than happy to oblige. Having explored the scientific and psychological underpinning of how our thoughts shape our world, we now turn to the spiritual dimension of this principle. Ancient wisdom traditions have taught for millennia that which modern science is just beginning to prove. Everything is energy. The chair you are sitting on, the device you are listening to this on, your own body, They all appear solid, but at a quantum level. They are all just vibrating fields of energy. Your thoughts are no exception. Every thought you think is not just a silent private event happening inside your skull. It is a tangible pulse of energy, a vibration that you are broadcasting out into the universe. And this is where the alchemy truly begins. The most fundamental law of energy in the universe is the law of attraction, which simply states that like energy attracts like energy. A vibration will always attract to it other vibrations that are of a similar frequency. Think once more of a radio. If you want to listen to a classical music station, you must tune your radio to the specific frequency on which classical music is being broadcast. You cannot tune your radio to a rock music station and hope to hear Mozart. The frequencies do not match. In the same way, your thoughts are constantly tuning your personal energetic frequency. Thoughts of love, joy, gratitude, and peace are high-frequency thoughts. They vibrate at a rapid light rate. Thoughts of fear, anger, jealousy, and despair are low-frequency thoughts. They vibrate at a slow, dense rate. The universe, in its infinite and impersonal intelligence, does not judge your broadcast. It simply acts as a giant mirror, reflecting back to you more experiences that match the frequency of your dominant thoughts. If your dominant broadcast is one of fear and worry about money, you are tuning yourself to the frequency of lack. The universe, responding to this signal, will then orchestrate events, circumstances, and people to bring you more experiences of lack. You might have an unexpected expense, a deal might fall through, or you might misplace your wallet. This is not a punishment. It is simply the law of resonance in action. You are getting back what you are putting out. Conversely, if you can manage to cultivate dominant thoughts of gratitude and appreciation of the money you do have, even if it is a small amount, you are broadcasting a signal of abundance. You are tuning yourself to the frequency of prosperity. The universe, responding to this high-frequency signal, will then begin to reflect back to you experiences that match it. You might find a forgotten $20 bill in a jacket pocket. A friend might treat you to lunch, or a new opportunity for income might suddenly appear. The external world is a direct feedback loop for your internal world. If you want to change your reality, you must first change your broadcast. This requires moving beyond the fleeting, surface-level thought to the deep, abiding state of belief and feeling. A belief is simply a thought that you have practiced over and over again. It has more energetic momentum, but the real fuel for your broadcast is your emotion. Feeling is the secret. You cannot just repeat the words, I am wealthy, while feeling poor and desperate and expect your life to change. The universe does not respond to your words. It responds to the vibration of your feeling state. The alchemy lies in learning how to generate the feeling of your wish fulfilled before it has manifested in your physical reality. You must feel the joy, the gratitude, and the peace of your desire as if it is already here. This is the work of a true master architect. It is the practice of aligning your energy with the reality you wish to create. When you can do this, the universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your new vibration. It is the law. Your thoughts create your feelings. Your feelings create your vibration. And your vibration creates your reality. Tend to the garden of your thoughts, and you will find the world around you blooming in response. Now we arrive at the most important part of this chapter, the practical application. It is one thing to understand these principles intellectually. It is another thing entirely to apply them and transform your life. This is the Alchemist Toolkit, the set of practices that will empower you to become the conscious architect of your reality. The first tool and the foundation upon which all others are built is awareness. You cannot change a thought pattern that you do not know you have. Most of our negative thinking happens on autopilot. It is so habitual that we do not even notice it. So the first step is to become a curious and non-judgmental observer of your own mind. This practice is often called mindfulness of thoughts. Throughout your day, begin to take moments to simply listen to the chatter in your head. Imagine you are sitting on the bank of a river, and your thoughts are like leaves floating by on the current. Your job is not to jump into the river, not to stop the leaves, and not to judge the leaves as good or bad. Your job is simply to watch them float by. There is a thought of worry about the future. There is a thought of self-criticism. There is a memory from the past. You just notice them. This practice creates a space between you, the observer, and your thoughts. In this space, you begin to realize a profound truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind the thoughts. This realization is incredibly liberating. It means you do not have to believe every thought that pops into your head. You have a choice. A simple way to begin this practice is to set a few quiet alarms on your phone throughout the day. When the alarm goes off, it is your cue to pause for 60 seconds. Close your eyes, take one deep breath, and just ask yourself, what is the quality of my thinking right now? Is it positive, negative, or neutral? Is it focused on the past, present, or future? That is it. No judgment, just gentle observation. The more you practice this, the more you will start to catch your negative thought patterns in the act before they can spiral and take hold of your emotional state. This awareness is the flashlight that illuminates the old, faulty blueprints, showing you exactly where you need to begin your renovation work. Once you have become aware of a recurring negative or limiting thought pattern, the next tool you need is pattern interruption. An old habitual thought is like a record stuck in a groove. It will play the same sad song over and over unless you physically lift the needle. You must do something to break the hypnotic state of the negative thought. This interruption can be physical. Some people find it helpful to wear a rubber band on their wrist. When they catch themselves in a negative thought loop, they give the band a gentle snap. It is a small physical jolt that breaks the mental pattern. Another powerful technique is to use a strong verbal command. When you notice the negative thought starting, you can say to yourself, either out loud or internally, a firm word like stop or cancel or delete. You are taking command of your own mind, refusing to let the old program run. After you have interrupted the pattern, you must question the validity of the thought. Limiting beliefs maintain their power over us because we accept them as true without question. It is time to put them on the trial stand. A powerful method for this is inspired by the work of Byron Katie. When you identify a stressful belief, like I will never find a partner, you ask yourself four simple questions. Question 1. Is it true? Be still and listen for the honest gut level answer. Is it absolutely 100% true that you will never find a partner? The answer is almost certainly no. Question 2. Can you absolutely know that it is true? Again, the answer is no. You cannot know the future. You are not a fortune teller. To claim you know this for a fact is an act of incredible arrogance. Question 3. How do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? This is a crucial question. When you believe the thought, I will never find a partner, how do you feel? You probably feel lonely, hopeless, depressed. How do you treat yourself and others? You might withdraw, stop making an effort to meet people, and project an energy of desperation that actually pushes potential partners away. Believing the thought creates a painful reality. Question 4. Who would you be without the thought? Imagine for a moment that thought did not exist in your mind. How would you feel? You might feel lighter, more hopeful, more open. What would you do? You might go out more, enjoy your own company, and engage with people from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. By going through this simple inquiry, you can see that the thought itself is the source of your suffering, not the external reality. The thought is not true, and believing it causes pain. This process loosens the belief's grip on you. It takes the blueprint that you thought was solid stone and reveals it to be just a flimsy piece of paper, ready to be crumpled up and tossed away. Now that you have observed, interrupted, and questioned the old faulty blueprints, it is time for the most creative and joyful part of the process. Drawing the new ones. This is the tool of conscious replacement creation. It is not enough to simply stop thinking negative thoughts. You must actively and deliberately choose to think new, empowering thoughts. This is where you use the principle of neuroplasticity to your advantage, consciously carving out new neural pathways. The two most powerful methods for this are affirmations and visualization. Let us start with affirmations. An affirmation is a positive statement declared as a present tense truth that describes a reality you wish to create. It is a seed you plant in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. To be effective, an affirmation should follow a few simple rules. First, it must be stated in the positive. The subconscious mind does not process negatives very well. So instead of saying, I do not want to be sick, you would say, I am healthy, vibrant, and full of energy. Second, it must be in the present tense. If you say, I will be wealthy, you are programming your mind for a future state that never arrives. You are telling the universe that you lack it now. Instead, you declare, I am a magnet for financial abundance. You are claiming it as your reality right now. Third, it must be personal and resonant. Use the word I. The affirmation should evoke a positive feeling within you. If an affirmation feels like a lie, you can soften it. If I am wealthy is too big of a leap, you could start with, I am open and willing to receive more abundance. Or, I am getting better and better at managing my money. The key is repetition. Write your affirmations down. Put them on your bathroom mirror. Say them out loud with conviction in the car. Make them the first thing you think in the morning, and the last thing you think at night. Each repetition is like walking that new path in the field, making it stronger and more defined. The second creative tool is visualization. Visualization, or the creative rehearsal of your future, is one of the most powerful techniques known to humanity. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a real experience and an experience that is vividly imagined. When you visualize, you are firing the same neural networks that would fire if you were actually having the experience. You are literally creating neural architecture for your desired reality before it happens. To practice visualization, find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to relax. Then, begin to construct a mental scene of your desired outcome as if it has already happened. The key is to engage as many of your five senses as possible. Do not just see it, feel it, hear it, smell it, taste it. If your desire is a new home, do not just see the house from the outside. Imagine yourself walking through the front door. What does the doorknob feel like in your hand? What does the house smell like? Can you smell fresh paint or baking cookies? What sounds do you hear? Are children laughing in the background? Is there soft music playing? How do you feel in this space? Feel the joy, the security, the pride, the gratitude of owning this home. Feel it in every cell of your body. Spend 5 to 10 minutes in this mental movie every day. By doing this, you are not just hoping for a future outcome. You are pre-paving your reality. You are creating an energetic and neurological template for the universe to fill in. You are handing the universe a crystal clear, detailed blueprint and saying, this, build me this. Through the consistent practice of affirmations and visualization, you graduate from being a reactive victim of your thoughts to being the deliberate, powerful, and joyful architect of your world. Chapter 4. Whispers of the Universe, Recognizing Signs and Synchronicity. In our last chapter, we explored the incredible power you hold within your own mind, the power to be the architect of your reality. We learned that your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings are the blueprints that shape your life. This is a profound and empowering truth. But it is only half of the story. The journey of alchemy is not a solitary one. You are not an architect working in a vacuum. You are engaged in a constant, dynamic and magical dialogue with a universe that is intelligent, responsive, and deeply invested in your growth. As you begin to change your inner world, to draw new blueprints and broadcast a new energetic signal, you will notice something miraculous begins to happen. The outer world will begin to talk back to you. It will send you messages of confirmation, guidance, and encouragement. It will leave you clues along your path. It will wink at you. These are the whispers of the universe, and they often arrive in the form of what we call signs and synchronicity. Have you ever been thinking deeply about a problem, only to have the answers seemingly appear on a billboard you drive past. Have you ever thought of an old friend you have not spoken to in years, and then your phone rings, and it is them? Have you ever been struggling with a decision, and you ask for a sign, only to see the same symbol or number appear three times in a single day? These are not random, meaningless coincidences. They are moments of synchronicity. They are evidence that you are part of a larger, interconnected web of consciousness. They are the universe's way of letting you know that it hears you, that it is supporting you, and that you are on the right path. This chapter is an invitation to open your eyes and your heart to this magical dialogue. We will demystify the concept of synchronicity, exploring both its psychological origins and its spiritual significance. We will learn to recognize the various ways the universe speaks to us, its unique and often playful language. And most importantly, we will learn how to cultivate a state of being that allows us to notice and receive these whispers more frequently and with greater clarity. Learning to recognize signs and synchronicities is like learning a new language, the beautiful symbolic language of the soul. It transforms life from a series of random events into a grand adventurous treasure hunt, where every moment is filled with potential meaning and magic. You are moving from being the sole architect to being a co-creator, working in beautiful partnership with the intelligence of the cosmos. So let us quiet our minds, open our senses, and begin to listen for the whispers. The term synchronicity was originally coined by the brilliant Swiss psychologist Carl Jung. Jung was fascinated by events that seemed to be connected by meaning, rather than by a clear cause and effect relationship. He defined synchronicity as a causal connecting principle, which is a technical way of saying that two or more events can be meaningfully related, even if one did not directly cause the other. It is the bridge between your inner world, your thoughts, feelings and questions, and the outer world of physical events, people and objects. The classic example from Jung's own practice involved a patient who was telling him about a dream she had involving a golden scarab beetle. As she was describing the dream, Jung heard a gentle tapping in the window. He opened it, and a beetle, the closest local equivalent to a golden scarab, flew into the room. The event was so startling and so directly related to the patient's inner state that it broke through her overly rational mindset and led to a major breakthrough in her therapy. The dream did not cause the beetle to appear, and the beetle did not cause the dream. But the two events were profoundly and meaningfully connected. This is the essence of synchronicity. It is a moment where the veil between the inner and outer world becomes thin, and you see a direct reflection of your consciousness in the world around you. Now, it is important to acknowledge the skeptical viewpoint here. Our brains are pattern-seeking machines. We have a tendency called pareidolia, which is seeing meaningful shapes in random patterns, like seeing a face in the clouds or a figure in the wood grain of a door. We also have, as we discussed in the last chapter, a confirmation bias, where we tend to notice things that confirm what we are already thinking about. So, if you are thinking about butterflies, you might be more likely to notice a butterfly that you otherwise would have ignored. These psychological tendencies are real, and they do account for some experiences that people might label synchronicity. But true synchronicity has a quality that goes beyond mere coincidence or confirmation bias. The key differentiator is the feeling that accompanies it. A true synchronicity lands with a powerful sense of personal meaning, an emotional charge that makes the hair on your arm stand up. It feels significant. It often brings with it a sense of wonder, awe, or a profound feeling of being on the right track. It feels like a message that was intended specifically for you. While confirmation bias might explain why you notice more blue SUVs after you decide to buy one, it does not fully explain why. In a moment of deep doubt about whether to move to a new city, you would open a random book in a bookstore to a page that says, Denver is beautiful in the fall, which happens to be the very city you were considering. The sheer improbability and personal relevance of the event are what elevate it from coincidence to synchronicity. The purpose of synchronicity is not to prove that the universe is magical, although it does a good job of that. Its purpose is to guide you. These meaningful coincidences are like road signs on your life's journey. They can affirm a decision you have just made, provide an answer to a question you have been holding, or point you in a new and unexpected direction. They are the universe's way of participating in your evolution, of nudging you forward along the path of your highest growth and your true north. To dismiss all of these experiences as mere chance is to shut yourself off from one of the most beautiful and supportive feedback systems that exists. It is to choose to live in a world that is random and meaningless. When you have the option to live in a world that is intelligent, responsive, and constantly communicating with you. The universe speaks in symbolic language, and its vocabulary is infinite. The signs and synchronicities it sends can manifest in countless ways, often tailored to your own personal beliefs and understanding. However, there are some common forms that these whispers often take. By familiarizing ourselves with them, we can become more adept at recognizing them when they appear in our own lives. One of the most common forms is repetitive numbers. Have you ever found yourself glancing at the clock at exactly 11:11 every day? Or perhaps you keep seeing the number sequence 4444 on license plates, receipts, and street addresses. In many spiritual communities, these are often referred to as angel numbers, with specific meanings attributed to each sequence. Whether you believe they are messages from angels, spirit guides, or simply the universe itself, the phenomenon is a powerful one. The universe is using the simple, unambiguous language of mathematics to get your attention. When you see a number sequence repeatedly, it is like a tap on the shoulder, a prompt to pause and pay attention to what you were just thinking or feeling. The specific meaning of the number is often less important than the personal meaning you assign to it. What did you think of right when you saw it? What question was on your mind? The number is often simply the exclamation point to the thought you were having, a confirmation that you are on the right track. Another powerful channel for universal communication is through animals and nature. An animal that you do not normally see might suddenly cross your path at a significant moment. For example, you might be contemplating a major life change that requires courage, and a hawk, a symbol of vision and strength, circles directly over your head. Or you might be feeling sad and lost, and a beautiful butterfly, a symbol of transformation and hope, lands on your hand. Different cultures and traditions assign various symbolic meanings to different animals, and you can certainly explore these. But it is also powerful to develop your own personal vocabulary of symbols. Pay attention to how a particular animal makes you feel. What qualities does it represent to you? The universe will learn to speak to you in the language of your own personal symbolism. Nature in general is a constant source of signs. A sudden rainbow after a difficult conversation. A heart-shaped rock you find on your path when you are contemplating a relationship. A dead tree that suddenly sprouts a new green leaf. These can all be powerful and meaningful messages if you are open to receiving them. The universe also communicates very directly through the written and spoken word. You might be struggling with a question, and you overhear a snippet of a conversation from strangers sitting next to you at a cafe that contains the exact words you needed to hear. You might be aimlessly flipping television channels and land on a show where a character says a line that speaks directly to your situation. Billboards, song lyrics, headlines on a newspaper, or a book that randomly falls open to a specific page can all be carriers of profound messages. The key is the timing and the personal resonance. It is not just any phrase. It is a phrase that lands with a jolt of recognition, as if it was spoken directly to your soul. Songs are a particularly powerful vehicle for these messages. Have you ever gotten into your car feeling a certain way, and the first song that plays on the radio has lyrics that perfectly describe your emotional state, or offer the precise advice you need? This is a beautiful form of synchronicity. The universe is using the art of another human being to connect with you, to let you know you are not alone in your experience. Chance encounters with people are another significant form of synchronicity. You might be working on a project and find yourself stuck, needing a specific piece of information or a particular skill. Then you go to a party you almost did not attend, and you are introduced to someone who just happens to be an expert in that very field. Or you might be feeling lonely and wishing for community, and you bump into an old acquaintance who invites you to join a group or a class that ends up being exactly what you were looking for. These are not accidents. These are moments of divine orchestration. Your energy, your intention, and your need created a magnetic pull that drew the right person to your experience at the right time. Finally, we must not forget the world of dreams. Our dreams are a direct portal to our subconscious mind and to the deeper wisdom of the collective unconscious. While we sleep, our rational ego mind takes a rest, allowing for a more symbolic and intuitive form of communication to come through. The universe, as well as your own higher self, can use the landscape of your dreams to offer you guidance, to help you process emotions, and to provide you with creative solutions to your waking problems. Keeping a dream journal next to your bed and writing down any fragments you remember upon waking can be a powerful way to tap into this source of wisdom. Over time, you may begin to see recurring themes or symbols in your dreams that hold important messages for you. By paying attention to these various channels, numbers, nature, words, people, and dreams, you open yourself up to the rich and multi-layered conversation that the universe is always trying to have with you. So, why does this happen? What is the spiritual principle behind the phenomenon of synchronicity? The fundamental idea is that the universe is not a cold, empty void filled with random, disconnected objects. Instead, it is a single, unified and conscious entity. Everything and everyone within it is interconnected, part of a vast, invisible web of energy and information. Quantum physics even has a term for this: entanglement, where two particles can be linked in such a way that what happens to one instantly affects the other, no matter how far apart they are. On a spiritual level, we are all entangled. We are all expressions of the one universal consciousness. A thought you have is not contained within your skull. It is a ripple that spreads out across this entire energetic web. An intention you set is like a signal you send out into this cosmic network. Synchronicity is the web vibrating back in response to your ripple. It is the network answering your signal. It is proof of your connection to the whole. When you experience synchronicity, it is often a sign that you are in a state of alignment or flow. This means that your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions are all in harmony with your deeper purpose, with your true north. You are not fighting against the current of life. You are moving with it. In these moments of alignment, the veil between your inner and outer worlds becomes thin because they are vibrating at a similar frequency. Your inner state of harmony is mirrored by a harmonious and meaningful event in the outer world. This is why synchronicities often act as cosmic affirmations. They are the universe's way of saying, yes, keep going. You are on the right track. That feeling of wonder and excitement you get from synchronicity is the joy of your soul recognizing its own alignment. It is the joy of being seen and supported by the grand intelligence of which you are a part. Synchronicities can also serve as powerful guidance and course corrections. If you are at a crossroads and unsure which path to take, you can ask the universe for a sign. You might say, "Universe, if I should take the job offer in the new city, please show me a clear sign within the next 24 hours. Then you must let it go and pay attention. You might see the name of that city 3 different times. Or you might meet someone who grew up there and tells you how wonderful it is. These are signs that are gently nudging you in a particular direction. Conversely, a series of obstacles or red lights can also be a sign. If you are trying to force something to happen, and every door keeps slamming in your face, if you experience frustrating delays, miscommunications, and things constantly breaking, it might not be a sign that you need to try harder. It might be a sign from the universe that you are going the wrong way. It is a form of guidance, a no or a not now. The universe is trying to save you from a path that is not in your highest good. Learning to read these signs requires a shift from a forceful, ego-driven approach to life to a more receptive, intuitive, and trusting one. It is about learning to dance with life rather than trying to wrestle it into submission. It is about knowing when to push forward and when to pause and listen for guidance. Synchronicity is the rhythm of that dance, the beautiful music that guides your steps. Recognizing the whispers of the universe is a beautiful skill, but it is not a passive one. While synchronicities can and do happen spontaneously, you can also actively cultivate a state of being that makes you a clearer receiver for these messages. You can learn to tune your radio to the frequency of universal guidance. The first and most crucial step is to set a clear intention. The universe responds to clarity. If your questions are vague, the answers you receive will also be vague. Do not be afraid to be specific. As we mentioned, if you need guidance on a decision, ask for a clear sign. You can even specify a time frame. Please give me a sign about this relationship before the end of the week. The act of consciously asking focuses your own attention and sends a clear signal out into the energetic web. You are opening a line of communication. A beautiful way to do this is to frame your question before you go to sleep. Your last thoughts at night are powerful instructions for your subconscious mind to work on. You can say, as I sleep tonight, I ask for clarity on this situation. Please provide me with guidance through my dreams or upon waking tomorrow. This simple act invites the universe to collaborate with you. The second step, which is absolutely essential, is to pay attention. You cannot see the signs if you are not looking. In our modern world, we are trained to be distracted. Our attention is constantly pulled out by our phones, our screens, and our endless to-do lists. To notice the subtle whispers of the universe, you must cultivate mindfulness and presence. Make a conscious effort to look up from your phone when you are walking down the street. Put your phone away completely when you are out in nature. Practice just being in your environment, using your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? By being fully present, you create the space for the unexpected and the magical to enter your awareness. Mindful walks are a wonderful practice for this. Go for a walk with the sole intention of looking for something beautiful or unusual, without any other agenda. This practice trains your RAS, your brain's filter, to start looking for the signs and symbols that are all around you. The third step in this process is perhaps the most challenging for many of us. You must let go of attachment. After you ask your question or set your intention, you must release it. You cannot desperately hunt for signs. This creates an energy of anxiety and neediness, which actually blocks the flow of guidance. Desperation is a low-frequency vibration, and it will only attract more experiences of desperation. The proper attitude is one of curious, playful expectation. You ask, and then you trust that the answer will come in the right way and at the right time. You go about your day with a sense of open awareness, but you are not forcing it. It is a delicate balance between active intention and passive receptivity. Trust that the universe's timing is perfect. The sign may not appear in the next 5 minutes. It may appear in 3 days in a way you could never have predicted. The letting go part is an act of faith. It is a declaration of your trust in the supportive nature of the universe. To help you with this practice and to strengthen your ability to recognize signs, it is incredibly helpful to keep a synchronicity journal. Get a special notebook dedicated solely to this purpose. Every time you experience a meaningful coincidence, a sign, or a moment of synchronicity, write it down. Describe the event in as much detail as possible. What happened? What were you thinking or feeling right before it happened? What personal meaning or guidance did you take from it? This practice is powerful for two main reasons. First, it validates your experiences. When you start to see them all written down in one place, you can no longer dismiss them as mere chance. You will see a clear record of the ongoing dialogue you are having with the universe. Second, it trains your mind to notice more. What you focus on expands. By putting your attention on synchronicity, you are instructing your brain to look for it, and you will be amazed at how much more frequently you begin to experience it. Over time, as you read through your journal, you will begin to see the beautiful, intricate patterns of guidance that have been woven through your life. Finally, how do you know if something is a real sign, or if you are just making it up? The ultimate arbiter of truth is your own inner compass, your intuition. which we explored in our very first chapter. A true synchronicity will resonate with you on a deep, non-rational level. It will give you a feeling of rightness, a physical sensation like goosebumps or a shiver, or a sudden feeling of peace and clarity. It will feel different from a random event. Your logical mind might try to dismiss it, to explain it away. That is its job. But your deeper knowing, your gut feeling, will recognize the message. You must learn to trust inner resonance above all else. If an event feels meaningful to you, then it is meaningful for you. You do not need anyone else's permission or validation. Life is not a monologue. It is a grand and magical dialogue between you and the universe. You are constantly sending out signals with your thoughts and intentions. And the universe is constantly sending signals back. Your work is not to control the universe, but to learn to listen to it, to trust its wisdom, and to dance in harmony with loving guidance. So I invite you to step into your day with a new sense of wonder. Look for the whispers, notice the winks, acknowledge the signs. You are a beloved co-creator in a universe that is alive, intelligent, and communicating with you in every single moment. All you have to do is listen. Chapter 5. The Alchemist's Secret. Turning struggle into strength. We have journeyed together into the inner world, learning to read our compass and to build the temple of our life upon the four pillars of mind, body, heart, and spirit. We have uncovered the profound power of our thoughts to architect our reality and learn to listen for the whispers of a supportive universe. Now we must turn our attention to one of the most feared, most misunderstood, and yet most powerful forces in human existence: struggle. In our modern culture, we are taught to see struggle, pain, and adversity as enemies. They are seen as signs of failure, as interruptions to the happy, successful life we are supposed to be living. We numb our pain. We distract ourselves from our challenges, and we curate our public lives to project an image of effortless perfection. But this avoidance of struggle is the single greatest obstacle to our own transformation. It is like an alchemist refusing to work with lead, hoping that gold will somehow magically appear on its own. It will not. The most profound secret of the ancient alchemist was not a magical formula for turning metal into gold. It was a deep spiritual understanding of the process of transmutation. They knew that for something new and beautiful to be created, something old must first be broken down, dissolved and purified by fire. The lead is not an enemy to be discarded. It is the raw, essential material from which the gold is made. Your struggles, your heartbreaks, your failures, and your darkest nights of the soul are your lead. They are not punishments. They are not mistakes. They are the sacred raw material given to you by life for the creation of your own inner gold. This chapter is about revealing this alchemist's secret. We will dismantle the myth of the perfect, painless life and embrace the profound purpose of our challenges. We will explore the remarkable science of post-traumatic growth, which proves that human beings are wired not just to survive adversity, but to be transformed by it. We will delve into the spiritual truth that our deepest wounds can become our most luminous gift to the world. And we will equip you with the Alchemist's toolkit, a set of practical, powerful techniques for consciously and intentionally transmuting the lead of your pain into the gold of wisdom, compassion, and unshakable inner strength. This is the heart of the journey. It is where you learn that the obstacle is not in the way. The obstacle is the way. It is where you discover that you are not a fragile thing meant to be protected from the fires of life, but a sword that is meant to be forged within them. Before we can learn to transform our struggles, we must first confront the pervasive cultural lie that we are not supposed to have them in the first place. We live in an age of highlight reels. We scroll through endless feeds of curated perfection, images of flawless bodies, exotic vacations, perfect families, and triumphant careers. This constant exposure to the edited versions of other people's lives creates a subconscious and deeply damaging expectation that a good life is a life free from pain, doubt, and difficulty. when our own reality, with its inevitable messiness and challenges, does not match this manufactured ideal. We feel that we are doing something wrong. We feel ashamed of our struggles, isolated in our pain, and we conclude that there must be something fundamentally flawed about us. This creates a second layer of suffering. First, there is the pain of the actual event, the loss, the failure, the illness. But then there is the second and often more painful layer of suffering that comes from our resistance to the pain. It is the suffering of believing that this should not be happening. It is the anxiety, the shame, and the frustration that we feel because we are not living up to the impossible standard of a perfect life. This resistance is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It takes a tremendous amount of energy. The moment you lose focus, the ball shoots up to the surface with even greater force. In the same way, when we try to suppress or deny our pain, it does not go away. It simply goes into the shadows, where it gathers energy and influences our lives in unconscious ways. It can manifest as chronic anxiety, unexplained anger, depression, or even physical illness. The spiritual truth that life is not meant to be a placid, untroubled lake. It is a dynamic, powerful ocean with its own natural rhythms of calm seas and turbulent storms. The storms are not a mistake. They are an essential part of the ocean's nature. They churn up the nutrients from the depths. They oxygenate the water, and they reshape the coastlines. A sailor does not become skilled by sailing only on calm waters. A sailor's mastery is forged in the heart of the storm, learning to read the winds, to work with the waves, and to trust the strength of their vessel. Your struggles are your storms. They are life's way of churning up the depth of your own being, of bringing hidden strengths to the surface, and of reshaping the coastline of your character. To resist the storm is not only futile, it is to miss the entire point of the journey. The first step in the alchemical process, therefore, is a radical shift in perspective. It is to release the belief that struggle is a sign of failure, and to begin to embrace it as a sign that you are engaged in the deep and meaningful work of being human. It is to understand that pain is not a stop sign. It is a signpost pointing you toward the areas within yourself that are ready to be healed, to be strengthened, and to be transformed. The alchemist welcomes the lead, knowing without it, there can be no gold. You too must learn to welcome your challenges, not with joy for the pain itself, but with a deep and abiding trust in the transformative process it is initiating. The idea that suffering can lead to growth is not just a beautiful spiritual concept. It is a scientifically documented psychological phenomenon. In the field of psychology, it is known as post-traumatic growth, or PTG. For many years, psychology focused primarily on the negative consequences of trauma, studying disorders like post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. And while PTSD is a very real and serious condition, researchers began to notice that it was not the only possible outcome of adversity. They observed that many people who went through intensely challenging experiences, such as a serious illness, the loss of a loved one, a natural disaster, or a major personal failure, did not just return to their previous state of being. In many cases, they reported significant positive changes in themselves and their outlook on life. They had not just survived, they had grown. This is post-traumatic growth. It is the positive psychological transformation experienced as a result of a struggle with adversity. Researchers have identified 5 key areas in which this growth most commonly occurs. The first area is a greater appreciation for life. People who have come face to face with their own mortality, or who have lost something precious, often develop a profound sense of gratitude for the simple gift of being alive. The small everyday things that they once took for granted, a beautiful sunset, a conversation with a friend, the taste of a good meal, suddenly become sources of immense joy. They learn to live more in the present moment, savoring life's simple pleasures, because they know in a way they did not before how fragile and precious it all is. Their priorities shift away from the trivial and toward what truly matters. This is the first piece of gold to be found in the lead of pain, a deep and abiding gratitude for the gift of life itself. The second area of growth is in relationships with others. Adversity has a way of stripping away the superficial masks we wear. In moments of deep struggle, we are forced to be vulnerable, to ask for help, and to accept support from others. This often leads to a deepening of existing relationships. We discover who our true friends are. Furthermore, going through a difficult experience can foster a profound sense of compassion and empathy for others who are suffering. A person who has battled a serious illness develops a unique ability to comfort and support others going through a similar fight. A parent who has lost a child can offer a level of understanding to another grieving parent that no one else can. The shared experience of suffering creates a powerful bond connecting to our common humanity. The struggle breaks our hearts open, not apart, making them larger and more capable of giving and receiving love. The third domain of post-traumatic growth is a heightened sense of personal strength. When you go through something that you thought you could never survive, and you come out on the other side, you discover a reservoir of resilience within yourself that you never knew you had. You realize that you are stronger and more capable than you ever imagined. The old fears that used to hold you back seem small in comparison to what you've already overcome. This creates a new and unshakable sense of self-confidence. It is not an arrogant confidence, but a quiet, deep inner knowing that you can handle whatever life throws your way. You have been tested by the fire, and you have not broken. You have been forged. This inner strength is a priceless treasure, a form of gold that can never be taken from you. The fourth area of growth is the recognition of new possibilities for one's life. A major crisis or trauma often acts as a life reset. It can shatter our old plans, our old identities, and our old assumptions about what our life is supposed to look like. While this is terrifying at first, it can also be incredibly liberating. It clears the slate, creating an opportunity to rebuild a life that is more authentic and more aligned with our deepest values. A person who loses a high-powered corporate job might discover a new path as an artist or a healer. A path that their soul was longing for, but that their ego was too afraid to pursue. An illness might force someone to slow down and discover a passion for writing or advocacy. The adversity forces a re-evaluation of what is truly important, often opening up new doors and new life paths that would have remained invisible before. The final and often most profound area of post-traumatic growth is a deepening of one's spiritual life. In the face of life's biggest questions of life, death, and the meaning of suffering, our old superficial belief systems often crumble. We are forced to search for a deeper source of meaning and connection. This can lead to the development of a more personal, direct, experiential relationship with the spiritual dimension of life. We may find comfort in faith, in nature, or in a sense of connection to universal intelligence. We develop a deeper trust in the unfolding of life, even when we cannot understand it. This spiritual growth provides a new framework for understanding our lives, a framework in which our struggles are not seen as random tragedies, but as meaningful parts of a larger, purposeful journey. Understanding the reality of post-traumatic growth is a powerful act of alchemy. It provides a scientifically validated map that shows how the lead of trauma can, through a natural psychological process, be transmuted into the gold of a richer, more meaningful, and more resilient life. From a spiritual perspective, the purpose of our struggles is even more profound. Many wisdom traditions suggest that we are not just human beings having a temporary spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. Our souls have come to this earthly plane for a specific purpose: to learn, to grow, and to evolve. From this higher perspective, life is a school, and our challenges are our curriculum. They are not random punishments, but carefully chosen lessons designed by our own higher self in partnership with the universe to help us develop the specific qualities we came here to master. Qualities like compassion, forgiveness, courage, and unconditional love. This concept is sometimes referred to as soul contract. Before we were born, our soul may have agreed to face certain challenges because it knew that these specific experiences would be the most effective catalyst for its growth. A soul wanting to master the quality of compassion might choose a life that involves caring for a loved one with a chronic illness. A soul wanting to learn the true meaning of strength might choose a life that involves overcoming significant adversity. This is not to say that we consciously desire pain. The human part of us, the ego, will always resist suffering. But the soul, the deeper, wiser part of us, understands that just as a muscle must be stressed to grow stronger, our spiritual character must be tested to evolve. Pain, from this viewpoint, is one of the most powerful teachers we have. It is a spiritual alarm clock designed to wake us up from the slumber of our ordinary unconscious lives. When everything is going well, when we are comfortable and complacent, there is little incentive to grow or to look for a deeper meaning. It is in the moments when our world falls apart that we are forced to dig deeper. Pain shatters the illusions of the ego. It shows us how little control we truly have over the external world. It reveals our attachments, the things we cling to for our sense of security and identity, whether it is a job, a relationship, or our physical health. When these things are threatened or taken away, we are forced to find a new center of gravity, a source of peace and security that is not dependent on external circumstances. We are pushed to find our foundation in the eternal, unchanging essence of our own being. Furthermore, our own suffering is the gateway to developing true compassion. It is very difficult to genuinely empathize with the pain you have never come close to feeling yourself. When you have experienced heartbreak, you can look into the eyes of another person who is grieving and see a reflection of your own soul. Your heart naturally opens to them. Your pain becomes a bridge, not a wall. It connects you to the shared human experience of suffering and allows you to become a source of healing and comfort for others. This is one of the highest forms of alchemy, transforming your personal pain into a gift of service to the world. Seeing your struggle through this spiritual lens does not magically make the pain disappear. The loss still hurts. The challenge is still difficult, but it imbues the experience with a profound sense of meaning and purpose. It allows you to shift from asking the victim's question, why is this happening to me? To asking the creator's question, what is this trying to teach me? What is this experience asking me to become? This shift in questioning is the fulcrum upon which the entire alchemical process turns. It is the moment you stop being a passive victim of your circumstances and become an active participant in your own soul's evolution. Now we move from understanding to practice. It is time to open the Alchemist toolkit and learn the practical methods for transmuting the lead of struggle into the gold of strength. This is not a linear one-time process. It is a cyclical journey you may revisit many times throughout your life. The first tool, the crucible in which all transformation takes place, is radical acceptance. You cannot transform an experience that you are resisting, denying, or trying to escape. The first step must always be to turn toward the pain, to acknowledge its presence fully and without judgment. This is perhaps the most courageous act you will ever perform. Radical acceptance does not mean resignation. It is not about giving up or condoning a harmful situation. It is not saying, I like this pain. It is simply saying, this is what is real right now. It is the honest and clear acknowledgement of the present moment's reality. To resist reality is to create that second layer of suffering we spoke of earlier. It is to argue with what is, which is a battle you will always lose. Acceptance is the act of dropping the rope in this tug of war with reality. The moment you stop pulling, the struggle ceases. A powerful practice for cultivating acceptance is to work with the physical sensations of your emotions. When you feel a difficult emotion like grief or anger, instead of getting lost in the story your mind is telling about it, bring your attention into your body. Where do you feel this emotion? Is it a tightness in your chest? A pit in your stomach? A heat in your face? Simply place your gentle, curious attention on that physical sensation. Do not try to change it or get rid of it. Just breathe into it. Imagine you are creating space around your breath. Be with the sensation as you would be with a crying child, with kindness and compassion. This practice helps you to disidentify from the emotion. You are not the anger. You are the awareness that is noticing the anger. By allowing the emotion to be there, by allowing its energy to be felt in the body, You allow it to move through you and eventually to release. You are giving the lead permission to be lead, which is the necessary first step before it can be transformed. The second tool in our kit is the search for meaning. This is the fire that heats the crucible. Once you have accepted the reality of your situation, the next step is to actively seek the meaning, the lesson, or the purpose hidden within it. The psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl famously wrote that the one thing that could never be taken from a person was the freedom to choose their attitude in any given set of circumstances. He observed that the prisoners in the concentration camps who were most likely to survive were not necessarily the strongest physically, but those who held onto a sense of meaning, a reason to live. Whether it was the hope of being reunited with a loved one, or a purpose they still needed to fulfill. Meaning is the fuel that allows us to endure and grow through suffering. To activate this tool, you must become a master of asking empowering questions. As we discussed, you must shift from why me to what for. Here are some powerful questions to ask yourself in the midst of a struggle. What is this experience forcing me to develop within myself? What old belief is this challenge asking me to release? What strength am I discovering that I never knew I had? How can this experience eventually be used to help others? What is the one gift, no matter how small, that is hidden within this pain? It is important to ask these questions gently and without demanding an immediate answer. You can use a journal to explore them. Write the question at the top of the page, and then just let your thoughts flow without censorship. The answers may not come all at once. They may unfold over time. The act of asking the questions itself is what begins to shift your perspective. It turns you from a passive object to which things are happening into an active seeker of wisdom. You are no longer just a victim of the storm. You are a student of the storm, looking for the lessons it has to teach you. This search for meaning is what begins to heat the raw material of your pain, preparing it for its transformation. The third tool is the power of narrative. This is the alchemist act of shaping and molding the heated material. The experience itself is one thing, but the story you tell yourself about the experience is what ultimately determines its impact on your life. The same event, a business failure, for example, can be framed in two completely different ways. One person can tell a victim story. I lost everything. The economy was against me. I am a failure, and I will never recover. This story leads to feelings of helplessness, shame, and despair. Another person can tell a hero story. My first business venture was an incredible learning experience. I was tested in ways I never imagined, and I discovered so much about my own resilience. This failure has given me the wisdom and the grit I need to succeed in my next venture. This story leads to feelings of empowerment, pride, and hope. The event is the same. The narrative is everything. You are the storyteller of your own life. You have the power to consciously choose the narrative that will serve you and your growth. This does not mean you should engage in toxic positivity or deny the real pain and loss you have experienced. The hero's story acknowledges the dragon that was slain. It honors the difficulty of the battle. But it frames the protagonist, you, as the one who was strengthened and wizened by the fight, not the one who was destroyed by it. A practical exercise for this is to literally write out your story. Take a significant struggle from your past. First, write the victim version of the story. Write it all out. All the blame, all the unfairness, all the pain. Then put it aside. Take a few deep breaths. And now, on a new page, write the hero version of the same story. Write about the courage you showed, the lessons you learned, the strength you discovered, and the compassion you developed. How did this experience, as difficult as it was, ultimately contribute to the person you are today? Read both stories aloud. Feel the energetic difference in your body. One feels heavy and constricting. The other feels light and expansive. You have a choice about which story you carry with you. By consciously choosing and repeating the hero's narrative, you are actively transforming the memory of your pain into a source of personal power. You are not changing the past, but you are changing its meaning, which is the only thing that truly matters. The fourth tool is the practice of gratitude. This is the cooling water that solidifies the newly shaped gold. It may seem counterintuitive to practice gratitude in the midst of pain, but it is one of the most powerful alchemical acts there is. Gratitude and suffering are not mutually exclusive. They can and must coexist. Gratitude in the face of adversity is not about being thankful for the traumatic event itself. It is about actively looking for the secondary blessings that have emerged from it. It is about finding the glimmers of light in the darkness. Even on the most difficult days, there is always something to be grateful for. Perhaps it is the kindness of a friend who called to check on you. Perhaps it is the strength of your own body for getting you out of bed. Perhaps it is the lesson in patience that your frustration is teaching you. The practice of gratitude actively rewires your brain, as we discussed in Chapter 3. It trains your reticular activating system to start searching for the good, for the supportive, for the beautiful, even when surrounded by difficulty. This shifts your entire energetic frequency from one of lack and despair to one of appreciation and sufficiency. A simple profound practice is to keep a gratitude journal specific for your challenges. Each day, write down 3 things that you are grateful for that are related to your current struggle. For example, I am grateful for the deep compassion this loss has awakened in me. I am grateful for the discovery of my own strength as I navigate this illness. I am grateful for the clarity this failure has given me about what I truly want. This practice is like a targeted search for the gold within the lead. It does not deny the existence of the lead, but it puts your conscious focus on the precious metal that is being revealed through the process. It is the act of polishing your newly formed gold, making it shine bright even in the memory of the fire that forged it. The fifth and final tool in our Alchemist kit is the act of service. This is the ultimate purpose of our transformation. The moment you take our personal gold and share it with the world. The final stage of the alchemical process is to use our transformed pain to ease the suffering of others. When you have successfully navigated a dark and treacherous path, you become a uniquely qualified guide for others who are just beginning the same journey. Your story, the hero's narrative that you have crafted, ceases to be just your story. It becomes a map, a source of hope, and a testament to the resilience of the human spirit for someone else. Your wounds become your wisdom. The act of service is the most powerful way to give your suffering a transcendent meaning. By using your experience to help others, you ensure that your pain is not in vain. It becomes a sacred offering, a gift that can create ripples of healing in the world. This service can take many forms. It could be as simple as being a compassionate listener for a friend who is going through a similar struggle. It could be volunteering for a cause related to your experience. It could be starting a support group, writing a blog, or creating art that expresses the lessons you have learned. The form does not matter. What matters is the intention, to take the wisdom forged in your personal fire and use it to provide light for others. This act completes the alchemical circle. The lead of your personal pain is not just transformed into the gold of your own inner strength. It is further transmuted into the radiant light of compassionate service, a light that can help heal the world. This is the alchemist's secret. The profound and beautiful truth that our greatest purpose is often found hidden in our deepest pain. Your struggles are not a detour from your path. They are the path itself, the sacred fiery road that leads you back to your own divinity and to your unique and precious purpose in this world. Chapter 6. The freedom of letting go, releasing the weight of the past. We have journeyed deep into the fire of transformation. Learning to find the gold within our struggles. We have come to understand that adversity is not an enemy, but a powerful teacher and a catalyst for our growth. Now, having forged this inner strength, we must address the things that weigh us down and prevent us from moving freely on our path. We must learn the sacred, liberating art of letting go. Imagine you are preparing to climb a great mountain. This mountain represents the life you wish to create. A life of purpose, joy, and peace. You have trained your body and mind. You have your compass and your map. But on your back, you are carrying a large, heavy sack filled with rocks. Each rock represents an unresolved piece of your past. There is a rock of resentment for the person who wronged you. There is a rock of regret for a mistake you made 10 years ago. There is a rock of an old limiting belief about yourself that you picked up in childhood. With every step you take up the mountain, the weight of this sack becomes more and more burdensome. It slows you down. It exhausts your energy. It makes the climb, which is already challenging, feel almost impossible. At some point, to continue your ascent, you must make a choice. You must have the wisdom and the courage to stop, to open the sack, and to begin consciously removing the rocks, one by one, leaving them behind on the path. This is the art of letting go. It is the conscious and deliberate process of releasing the energetic and emotional weight of the past, so that you can be light, free, and fully present for the journey ahead. In this chapter, we will become masters of this sacred art. We will open our own sacks and examine the rocks we have been carrying. We will explore the profound mental, emotional, and even physical benefits of forgiveness and release. We will delve into the spiritual wisdom of non-attachment, learning to hold our experiences with an open hand rather than a clenched fist. And most importantly, we will learn a series of practical alchemical rituals and exercises to help you release the weight of old grudges, regret, and limiting stories. Letting go is not an act of forgetting. It is an act of remembering who you are without the weight of your past. It is the key that unlocks the prison door of your own making. It is the ultimate declaration of your freedom. It is time to lay down your burdens and learn to travel light. Before we can release the rocks from our sack, we must first have the courage to look inside and identify what we are carrying. For many of us, this baggage has become so familiar that we are no longer consciously aware of its weight. We have simply grown accustomed to the strain on our shoulders, accepting it as a normal part of life. We must bring these burdens into the light of our awareness. There are three primary types of rocks that we tend to carry. The first, and often the heaviest, are the rocks of resentment and grudge. This is the anger, bitterness, and desire for justice or revenge that we hold towards someone who has hurt us in the past. We replay the hurtful event over and over in our minds. We hold imaginary arguments with the person. We cling to our righteous anger, believing that it is somehow punishing them or protecting us. But the spiritual truth is that holding on to resentment is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Your anger does not affect the other person's life. It poisons your own. It keeps you energetically chained to the very person and the very event you wish to move on from. Every time you think an angry thought about them, you are re-injuring yourself, reactivating the pain, and giving your power away to the past. This unresolved anger becomes a toxic energy in your system, a constant low-grade stress that affects your peace of mind and your physical health. The second type of rock is the rock of regret. These are the heavy, jagged stones of our own past mistakes, our if-onlys and what-ifs. We punish ourselves relentlessly for decisions we made or actions we took, seeing them through the lens of our present-day wisdom. We lie awake at night, cringing at the memory of something we said or did. We get trapped in a fantasy of a different past, a past where we were smarter, or kinder, or more courageous. But the past cannot be changed. Replaying it over and over is a form of self-flagellation. It keeps a part of our energy, our precious life force, forever locked in a moment no longer exists. This prevents us from fully investing ourselves in the only moment we ever truly have, which is the present. Regret keeps us facing back while trying to walk forward, ensuring that we will stumble. The third type of rock consists of our old stories and limiting beliefs. These are the conclusions we drew about ourselves and the world, based on past experiences, particularly those from our childhood. A parent's criticism might have become the rock of I am not good enough. A past failure might have become the rock of I am not capable of success. A painful breakup might have become the rock of I am unlovable. As we discussed in chapter 3, these beliefs become the unconscious blueprints for our lives. But in this context, they are rocks because they are burdens from the past that limit our future. We carry these stories around, allowing them to define our potential and dictate our choices. We see the world not as it is, but through the distorted lens of these old conclusions. The first step to freedom is a courageous and honest inventory. It is the willingness to sit down, open the sack, and name the rocks you are carrying. To acknowledge the resentments, to face the regrets, and to identify the old stories is the first essential step in deciding to finally put them down. The decision to let go is not just a spiritual platitude. It is one of the most powerful and scientifically validated choices you can make for your own well-being. The field of modern medicine and psychology has produced a wealth of research demonstrating the tangible, measurable benefits of forgiveness and the release of past emotional burdens. Let us begin with the heavy rock of resentment. Holding on to chronic anger and hostility keeps your body in a constant state of fight or flight. This means your system is continuously flooded with stress hormones like cortisol, adrenaline. In the short term, this response is life-saving, but when it becomes a chronic state, it wreaks havoc on your physical health. Scientific studies, including those from institutions like Johns Hopkins University, have shown a direct link between holding grudges and a host of health problems. These include higher blood pressure, an increased risk of heart disease, a weakened immune system, and even a shorter lifespan. Your anger is literally making you sick. The act of forgiveness, on the other hand, has been shown to reverse these effects. When you consciously choose to let go of a grudge, it calms your nervous system. Studies have shown that people who practice forgiveness experience lower blood pressure, a stronger immune response, and fewer stress-related physical symptoms. Mentally and emotionally, the benefits are just as profound. Forgiveness reduces anxiety, depression, and the symptoms of post-traumatic stress. It breaks the obsessive cycle of replaying painful memories, which frees up an enormous amount of mental and emotional energy. This energy can then be reinvested into positive life-affirming activities in the present. It is crucial to understand what forgiveness is and what it is not. Forgiveness is not about condoning the other person's harmful behavior. It is not about saying that what they did was okay. It is not necessarily about reconciling with them or even letting them back into your life. Forgiveness is a purely internal act. It is a gift you give to yourself. It is the decision to cut the energetic cord of bitterness that binds you to the person who hurt you. It is the choice to release yourself from the prison of the past and to reclaim your own peace of mind. Similarly, releasing the rock of regret has powerful psychological benefits. Chronic regret is strongly associated with depression and anxiety. It keeps us focused on a past we cannot change and fosters a sense of helplessness. The practice of self-forgiveness and self-compassion, on the other hand, is a cornerstone of mental resilience. Learning to accept your past self as a person who was doing the best they could with the awareness and resources they had at the time is an act of profound psychological healing. It allows you to integrate the lessons from your past mistakes without being defined by them. It transforms the narrative from I'm a failure to I learned a valuable lesson. This allows you to move into the future with wisdom and self-acceptance, rather than being dragged down by the weight of self-recrimination. The science is clear. Letting go is not an act of weakness. It is an act of profound self-care and a prescription for a healthier, happier, and longer life. At the heart of the ability to let go lies the profound spiritual wisdom of non-attachment. This is a concept that is often misunderstood in the Western world. Non-attachment is not detachment. It is not about being cold, uncaring, or emotionally distant. It is not about refusing to engage with life or to love deeply. In fact, the opposite is true. Non-attachment is the key that allows us to love and engage with life more fully and freely. Attachment is the source of all suffering. Attachment is the clenched fist. It is the desperate need to hold on to things exactly as they are, to control outcomes, and to resist the natural flow of change. We become attached to people, to possessions, to our roles, to our beliefs, and even to our own pain. When we are attached, our happiness becomes dependent on these external things remaining constant and unchanging. But the fundamental law of the universe is impermanence. Everything changes. People leave. Bodies age. Circumstances shift. When we cling to that which is by its very nature impermanent, we set ourselves up for inevitable suffering. Non-attachment is the open hand. It is the wisdom to engage with life fully, to love deeply, and to appreciate every moment, while simultaneously understanding that nothing is permanent. It is the ability to hold all of our experiences, both joyful and painful, with a sense of lightness and grace. It is like standing in a river. Attachment is trying to grab onto the water and hold it in your hands. It is a futile and frustrating struggle. The water will always slip through your fingers. Non-attachment is allowing the water of life to flow over your hands. You feel it fully. You experience its coolness and its power, but you do not try to possess it. You allow it to continue on its journey, knowing that more water is always coming. When you apply this principle to your past, it is incredibly liberating. To be non-attached to your past hurts and resentments means you can acknowledge them. You can feel the pain they caused, and you can learn the lessons they offered. But you do not have to cling to them. You do not have to make them a central part of your identity. You can allow them to be a part of the river of your life that has already flowed past you. To be non-attached to your past mistakes and regrets means you can accept them as part of your story. But you do not have to let them define your present or your future. You can see them as eddies in the river, moments where you swirled around for a bit, learned something, and then were released back into the main current. Cultivating non-attachment is a practice. It is the practice of repeatedly and gently opening the clenched fist of your mind. It is noticing when you are clinging to a thought, a memory, or an emotion, and consciously choosing to loosen your grip. It is reminding yourself of the truth of impermanence. This too shall pass. This mindset is the fertile ground in which the act of letting go can truly take root. It is the understanding that you are not the contents of your past. You are the spacious, timeless awareness that has witnessed it all. From this spacious place, letting go is not a struggle. It is the most natural thing in the world. It is simply allowing the river to flow. We now arrive at the heart of our practice, the Alchemist ritual for release. These are the practical, tangible exercises you can use to consciously and intentionally let the rocks out of your sack. Understanding the need to let go is the first step, but engaging in these rituals is what makes the decision real and embodied. The first ritual is the inventory of burdens. You cannot release what you do not acknowledge. This ritual requires a pen, some paper, and a quiet, private space where you will not be disturbed. Light a candle, or do whatever helps you create a sense of sacred space. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Then, at the top of the page, write the heading, resentments. Begin to list every single person or situation that still brings up feelings of anger, bitterness, or a sense of injustice when you think of them. Do not censor yourself. Write down the big hurts and the small petty annoyances. For each one, briefly write down what happened and why you are still angry. Let the feelings come up as you write. This is not about re-traumatizing yourself, but about honestly acknowledging what you are holding. When you feel that list is complete, take a new page and write the heading Regrets. Now list all the things you have done or not done that you still punish yourself for. The mistakes, the missed opportunities, the times you wish you had acted differently. Again, be honest and compassionate with yourself. Acknowledge the pain of these memories. Finally, on a third page, write the heading Old Stories. List the limiting beliefs about yourself that you are ready to release. The story that I am not smart enough. The story that I am not worthy of love. The story that I will never succeed. This process of writing it all down is incredibly powerful. It takes the swirling chaotic mess of pain out of your head and puts it onto the page in black and white. It allows you to see, perhaps for the first time, the true weight and volume of the baggage you have been carrying. This act of witnessing is the first and most crucial step toward release. The second ritual is a powerful visualization cutting the cords. This is particularly effective for releasing resentments. Energy follows thought, and this exercise uses your focused imagination to cut the energetic ties that bind you to a person or a memory from the past. Find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Close your eyes and take several deep, calming breaths. Bring to mind the person or situation you wish to forgive and release. Allow yourself to see them in your mind's eye. Now, become aware of the energetic connection between you. Often people visualize this as a cord, a rope, or a chain extending from their body, usually their stomach or heart area to the other person. Notice the quality of this cord. Is it thick or thin? What color is it? What does it feel like? Acknowledge that this cord is draining your energy and keeping you tied to a past pain. Now, it is time to express what you need to express. In your mind, speak to this person. Tell them exactly how their actions made you feel. Do not hold back. Express the anger, the hurt, the sadness. This is your safe space to say everything that was left unsaid. Then, when you have said everything you need to say, it is time to make a statement of release. You might say something like, "I have carried the pain of this for long enough. For the sake of my own peace and freedom, I am now willing to let this go. I forgive you, not for you, but for me. I release you from my life." As you say these words, imagine a beautiful, powerful tool in your hand. It could be a pair of golden scissors, a glowing sword of light, or anything that feels powerful to you. With a strong decisive motion, see yourself cutting the energetic cord between you and the other person. See the cord sever completely. Watch as their end of the cord goes back to them, and your end of the cord returns to you, bringing your energy back into your own being. You might want to visualize a beautiful golden white light filling the space in your body where the cord was attached, healing and sealing that area. Feel the sense of lightness and freedom that comes with this release. Sit with this feeling for a few moments, breathing it in. You can repeat this visualization as many times as you need for different people or situations. It is a powerful way of reclaiming your energy and declaring your emotional freedom. The third ritual is the ceremony of fire and water. This is a powerful physical ritual for releasing regrets, old stories, and any other burdens you have identified. It uses the transformative elements of fire and water to symbolize the process of purification and release. You will need your list from the inventory of burdens ritual. A fireproof container, like a metal bowl or a fireplace, and a source of fire like matches or a lighter. It is also good to have a body of water nearby, if possible, like a river, a lake, or even just a bowl of water. Find a safe place where you can perform this, preferably outdoors if you're working with a real fire. Take a few moments to center yourself. Read through your lists one last time. As you read each item, a resentment, a regret, or an old story, consciously say to yourself, I acknowledge the lesson this has taught me, and I am now ready to release the pain. Really feel the intention to let it go. Then, one by one, safely set each piece of paper on fire and place it in your fireproof container. As you watch the paper burn, visualize the flames transmute heavy, dense energy of the pain into light, neutral energy, smoke and ash. See your burdens dissolving, losing their form and their power over you. Say out loud, I release this past to the transformative power of fire. I let go of that no longer serves me. I am purified. I am free. When the papers have completely burned and the ashes have cooled, it is time for the final step. Take the ashes to your source of water. As you release the ashes into the water, whether it is a flowing river or a simple bowl, say, I release these remains to the cleansing power of water. I allow all residual energy to be washed away. I am clean. I am new. Watch as the water carries the last vestiges of your old burdens away. This ceremony is powerful because it engages your body and your senses in the act of letting go. It makes your inner decision a tangible, external reality, sending a clear and powerful message to your subconscious mind that you are truly ready to move on. The final part of our practice is learning to live in the newfound freedom we have created. Letting go is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing practice. Old memories or feelings may occasionally surface. The key is to learn to embrace the empty space. When you finally put down the heavy sack of rocks you have been carrying for so long, the absence of the weight can feel strange, even unnerving. You have defined yourself by your burdens for so long that you might feel a little lost without them. This is normal. It is crucial to see this emptiness not as a terrifying void, but as sacred, fertile ground. You have cleared the land of the old thorny weeds of the past. Now you have a beautiful open space in which you can consciously plant the seeds of the future you wish to create. This is where you bring in the tools we have learned in previous chapters. You fill this new space with new thoughts, new beliefs, and new practices. You plant the seeds of gratitude, of self-love, and of empowering new stories about who you are and what you are capable of. You must be vigilant. When you notice an old familiar weed of resentment or regret trying to sprout again, you do not panic. You simply acknowledge it without judgment and gently pluck it out. You can say to yourself, there is that old story again. I have already released that. I choose a different thought now. You are like a loving gardener tending to your beautiful new garden. The freedom that comes from letting go is not a passive state. It is an active, moment-to-moment choice. It is the choice to keep your focus on the open road ahead, rather than in the rearview mirror. It is the choice to invest your precious energy in creating the life you desire, rather than wasting it on reanimating the ghosts of the past. This is true liberation. It is the realization that the only thing ever holding you was your own grip. By choosing to open your hand, you discover that you were free all along. You are light. You are unburdened. The mountain is waiting, and your climb is now filled not with struggle and strain, but with grace, peace, and joyful anticipation for the beautiful view from the summit. Chapter 7: The sacred pause, the power of daily stillness. We have delved deep into the alchemical process, learning to transmute our struggles into strength and to release the heavy burdens of the past. We have cleared the inner landscape, creating space and freedom. Now we must learn how to tend to this newly cleared space, how to protect it, and how to receive the profound wisdom that can only grow in the soil of a quiet mind. We now turn our attention to one of the most radical and revolutionary acts in our modern world, the sacred pause. Our society is addicted to noise, to speed, and to busyness. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, equating a full calendar with a full life. We are terrified of empty space, of silence, of a moment with no agenda. The instant we find ourselves with a free minute, waiting in a line, sitting at a traffic light, we instinctively reach for our phones, desperate to fill the void with stimulation, information, or distraction. This constant state of on is not the natural rhythm of a human being. It is a state of chronic low-grade emergency. It keeps our nervous systems on high alert, our minds fragmented and scattered, and our souls starved for connection. In this chapter, we will stage a quiet rebellion. We will challenge the tyranny of busyness and reclaim the sacred power of stillness. We will explore the overwhelming scientific evidence that proves that silence and intentional rest are not luxuries, but biological necessities for a healthy brain and body. We will journey into the spiritual heart of the pause, understanding that it is in the gap between the noise that we connect with our deepest wisdom and the divine intelligence of the universe. And we will build a practical toolkit of simple, accessible ways to weave these moments of sacred stillness into the fabric of your daily life, no matter how busy you believe you are. This is not about adding another complicated task to your to-do list. It is about learning to subtract, to create pockets of intentional nothingness. It is in these moments of pause that we truly recharge our energy, find our clarity, and hear the gentle whispers of our soul. It is where we stop just doing and start truly being. The sacred pause is the space where the real alchemy happens, where the scattered elements of our lives are allowed to settle and integrate, creating a state of inner peace that is more golden than any external achievement. Let us begin by honestly examining the cultural water we are all swimming in, the pervasive deeply ingrained belief that busy equals important. We are conditioned from a young age to be productive members of society. We are rewarded for our achievements, for our ability to multitask, and for our willingness to work long hours. We learn to fill every moment with activity, believing that to be still is to be lazy, unproductive, or to be falling behind. This creates a deep-seated and often unconscious fear of stillness. What will happen if I stop? Will I miss an important opportunity? Will people think I am not working hard enough? What uncomfortable thoughts or feelings might surface if I am not constantly distracting myself? This fear is amplified a thousand times over by our technology. Our smartphones are masterful devices of distraction, designed with sophisticated psychological principles to capture and hold our attention. The endless scroll on social media, the constant stream of notifications, the lure of breaking news, all of it creates a powerful dopamine feedback loop. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. Every time you see a new like on your post or a new email in your inbox, you get a tiny hit of dopamine. This makes the act of checking our devices highly addictive. We are training our brains to crave constant novelty and external stimulation. The result of this relentless activity and stimulation is a state of chronic overactivation of our sympathetic nervous system. This is the part of our autonomic nervous system responsible for the fight or flight response. As we discussed in earlier chapters, this system was designed to save us from immediate life-threatening dangers. It floods our bodies with stress hormones like cortisol, adrenaline, increases our heart rate and blood pressure, and shuts down non-essential functions like digestion and deep thinking. The problem is, our bodies do not differentiate between the stress of being chased by a predator and the stress of a constantly vibrating phone, a demanding boss, and a 24-hour news cycle filled with alarming headlines. We are living in a perpetual low-grade fight or flight mode. This has devastating consequences for our well-being. Physically, it leads to burnout, digestive issues, a weakened immune system, and an increased risk for virtually every chronic disease. Mentally, it leads to what is often called monkey mind, a state of constant, restless and scattered thinking. We lose our ability to concentrate deeply. Our memory suffers, and our creativity withers. We become reactive rather than responsive, making impulsive decisions based on anxiety and urgency, rather than calm, clear wisdom. Spiritually, this constant noise creates a thick layer of static that makes it impossible to hear the signals from our inner compass. We become disconnected from our intuition, from our own bodies, and from the present moment. We end up living our lives on the surface, rushing from one task to the next, one distraction to another, without ever dropping into the deeper currents of our own being. The sacred pause is the antidote to this modern madness. It is a conscious choice to step off the hamster wheel. It is an act of defiance against the culture of busyness. And it is the most loving and essential act of self-care you can perform. By intentionally creating moments of stillness, you are giving your nervous system a chance to switch gears, to move out of the stressful sympathetic mode and into the healing, restorative parasympathetic mode, a state of rest and digest. You are signaling to your body and your mind that you are safe, that there is no emergency, and that it is okay to relax and recharge. The profound benefits of stillness, silence, and meditation are no longer in the realm of spiritual belief alone. They are now firmly established by a massive body of rigorous scientific research. When you choose to take a sacred pause, you are engaging in a practice that has been shown to literally change the structure and function of your brain for the better. Let us start with the nervous system. As mentioned, practices like meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence activate the parasympathetic nervous system. This triggers what is known as the relaxation response. Your heart rate slows down, your blood pressure decreases, your breathing becomes deeper and more regular, and your body reduces its production of the stress hormone cortisol. This is not just a feeling of relaxation. It is a measurable physiological shift that counteracts the damaging effects of chronic stress. Regular practice of stillness can lead to a long-term recalibration of your entire nervous system, making you less reactive to stress in your daily life. You become the calm center of the storm rather than being tossed about by it. The effects on the brain are even more astounding. Using technologies like fMRI scans, neuroscientists have been able to see exactly what happens in our brains when we are still. One of the most significant findings relates to a brain network called the default mode network, or DMN. The DMN is active when our minds are wandering, when we are thinking about the past, worrying about the future, or thinking about ourselves. It is the network associated with that monkey mind chatter. While this network is important for things like planning, it is often overactive in our modern lives, leading to rumination, anxiety, and a feeling of being stuck in our own heads. Mindfulness practices have been shown to quiet the DMN. They help us to disengage from this autopilot chatter and to anchor our awareness in the present moment. This creates a sense of mental clarity and peace. Furthermore, studies have shown that a consistent meditation practice can physically change the structure of your brain through neuroplasticity. Researchers have found that after just 8 weeks of a mindfulness meditation program, participants showed an increase in grey matter density in several areas of the brain. One of these areas is the hippocampus, which is crucial for learning and memory. Another is the temporoparietal junction, which is associated with empathy and compassion. Essentially, practicing stillness makes your brain better at learning, remembering, and being kind. Perhaps most famously, these studies also showed a decrease in the grey matter density of the amygdala. The amygdala is the brain's fear center, the part that triggers the fight or flight response. A smaller, less reactive amygdala means that you are less likely to be hijacked by fear, anxiety, and stress. You are literally sculpting a brain that is wired for calm, focus, and resilience. The cognitive benefits are also immense. In a world of constant distraction, the ability to focus your attention is a superpower. Stillness practices are like taking your brain to the gym. Every time you notice your mind has wandered and you gently bring it back to your breath, you are strengthening your attentional muscles. This increased focus spills over into all areas of your life, helping you to be more present in your conversations, more efficient in your work, and more engaged in your hobbies. Silence has also been shown to boost creativity. When you give your brain a break from the constant influx of new information, it has a chance to process what it already knows, to make new connections, and to consolidate memories. It is in these quiet moments of incubation that our most brilliant ideas and creative insights often arise. The science is undeniable. The sacred pause is not an empty practice. It is a powerful evidence-based tool for optimizing your physical health, upgrading your brain, and enhancing your mental performance. Beyond the remarkable physical and mental benefits, the sacred pause is, at its core, a profound spiritual practice. It is the doorway through which we access the deeper dimensions of our being. Every major spiritual tradition throughout history has, in its own way, emphasized the importance of silence, contemplation, and turning inward. They all understood that the ultimate truths of existence cannot be found in the noisy market of the external world, but only in the deep, quiet stillness of one's own consciousness. The primary spiritual purpose of the pause is to reconnect with your inner compass, the theme with which we began our entire journey. Your intuition, the voice of your soul, is subtle and quiet. It does not shout, it whispers. In a mind that is filled with the constant clamor of anxious thoughts, to-do lists, and digital distractions, this whisper is completely inaudible. It is like trying to hear the sound of a pin dropping in the middle of a loud rock concert. It is impossible. The sacred pause is the act of turning down the volume of the concert. As you sit in stillness, as you focus on your breath, the cacophony of the thinking mind begins to settle. The mental chatter does not necessarily stop completely, especially at first. But its volume decreases. In the growing space and quiet between the thoughts, a different kind of knowing can emerge. It is not a logical, analytical knowing. It is a direct, intuitive sense of clarity. An answer to a problem you have been wrestling with might just appear. A feeling of peace about a difficult decision might wash over you. A creative impulse might arise from the depths. This is the voice of your soul, your higher self, the universe, speaking to you only language it knows, the language of silence. The sacred pause is also the primary practice for cultivating presence. As the spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle so powerfully teaches, our lives are made up of one moment, the present moment. The now. And yet we spend almost all of our time lost in thought about the past, which is gone and cannot be changed, or the future, which is an illusion that has not yet arrived. This mental time travel is the source of most of our psychological suffering. We suffer from regret and resentment about the past, and from anxiety and worry about the future. The present moment itself, when we are truly in it, is almost always manageable. Stillness is the anchor that pulls us out of the turbulent waters of past and future, and moors us to the safe harbor of the now. Your breath is always happening in the present moment. The sensations in your body are always in the present moment. By placing your attention on these anchors, you train yourself to inhabit your own life as it is actually happening. This is where true aliveness is found. It is in the taste of your morning coffee, the feeling of the sun on your skin, the sound of a loved one's laugh. By practicing stillness, you learn to be present for the precious, fleeting moments that make up the entirety of your life. Finally, the sacred pause is an act of emptying your cup. There is a famous Zen story about a scholar who comes to a Zen master to ask about the nature of enlightenment. The master begins to pour tea into the scholar's cup. He pours and pours, and soon the tea is overflowing, spilling all over the table. The scholar shouts, "Stop! The cup is full. It cannot hold any more." The master replies, Like this cup, you are full of your own opinions and speculations. How can I show you Zen unless you first empty your cup? Our minds are like this cup, constantly full to the brim with our own thoughts, beliefs and preoccupations. We are so full of ourselves that there is no room for new wisdom, no space to receive fresh insight or divine guidance. The sacred pause, the act of sitting in silence and just being, is the process of emptying your cup. You are not trying to add anything. You are allowing the existing contents to settle and clear. You are creating a spacious emptiness within yourself. And it is into this sacred emptiness that the universe can pour its grace, its wisdom, and its inspiration. Understanding the benefits of stillness is one thing, but integrating it into a busy life is another. The key is to release the idea that you need to find an extra hour in your day, or that you must sit in a perfect cross-legged posture to meditate. The Alchemist works here in materials at hand. You can weave sacred pauses into the most ordinary moments of your life. The practice begins with making it simple and accessible. Here is your toolkit for cultivating daily stillness. The first tool is the micro pause. This is about starting small. So small that your mind does not have a chance to object. The goal is to sprinkle tiny moments of stillness throughout your day. A powerful way to do this is to use transitional moments as your cue. For example, when you get into your car before you turn on the engine or the radio, just sit for 60 seconds. Close your eyes, take three deep conscious breaths, and just be. Before you walk into your house at the end of the day, pause on the doorstep. Take three breaths and consciously release the energy of your workday before you step inside. Before you eat a meal, pause. Look at your food for a moment. Take one breath of gratitude and then begin to eat. These are not time-consuming practices. They take less than a minute. But by sprinkling these micro pauses throughout your day, you are repeatedly hitting the reset button on your nervous system and training your mind to return to the present moment. They are small hinges that swing big doors. The second tool is the breath as your anchor. Your breath is the most powerful and portable tool for stillness you will ever have. It is always with you, and it is always happening now. When you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or scattered, you can use a simple breathing technique to instantly calm your system and center your mind. One of the most effective is box breathing. It is used by Navy SEALs to stay calm under pressure, so it is powerful enough for your daily challenges. The pattern is simple. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 4. And hold the breath out for a count of 4. That is one cycle. Do this for 4 or 5 cycles, and you will notice a significant shift in your mental and physical state. This simple technique takes your brain out of panic mode and into a state of calm focus. You can do it anytime, and no one even needs to know you are doing it. The third tool is the practice of mindful moments. This is about transforming routine activity you usually do on autopilot into opportunities for a sacred pause. You do not need to find extra time. You simply bring a new quality of attention to the time you already have. For example, take your morning cup of coffee or tea. Instead of drinking it while scrolling through your phone or planning your day, turn it into a 5-minute meditation. Hold the warm cup in your hands and feel its heat. Notice the color of the liquid. Bring it to your nose and inhale the aroma. When you take a sip, do it slowly. Notice the temperature and the taste on your tongue. Follow the sensation of the liquid going down your throat. Just for these 5 minutes, your entire universe is this cup of tea. You can do the same thing when you are washing the dishes. Instead of rushing through it, feel the warmth of the water on your hands. Notice the scent of the soap. Listen to the sound of the water. Feel the smooth surface of the plate. By bringing this focused, non-judgmental awareness to a simple sensory task, you are giving your thinking mind a rest. You are practicing being fully present. Other great opportunities for mindful moments include taking a shower, brushing your teeth, or walking from your car to your office. Pick one routine activity each day and make it your mindfulness practice. The fourth tool is the digital sunset. Our screens are one of the biggest obstacles to stillness. The blue light they emit disrupts our natural sleep cycles, and the constant stimulation keeps our minds wired and anxious, especially at night. A digital sunset is a commitment to turn off all screens, your phone, your tablet, your computer, your television, at least 1 hour before you intend to go to sleep. This is a non-negotiable act of self-care. Use this final hour of your day for analog activities. Read a physical book. Listen to relaxing music. Take a warm bath. Do some gentle stretching. Talk with your partner or your family. Write in a journal. This practice creates a crucial buffer zone between the busyness of the day and the restfulness of the night. It allows your mind to unwind and your body to prepare for deep restorative sleep. It is one of the most powerful things you can do to reduce anxiety and improve your overall well-being. The fifth tool is the sanctuary of nature. Human beings are not meant to live in concrete boxes, staring at glowing rectangles all day. We are biological beings who evolved in the natural world. Immersing yourself in nature is one of the most effortless ways to experience a sacred pause. The Japanese have a practice called Shinrin-yoku, which translates to forest bathing. It is simply the act of walking slowly and mindfully in a forest, taking in the atmosphere all your senses. Research has shown that forest bathing significantly reduces cortisol levels, lowers blood pressure, and boosts the immune system. You do not need to go on a long hike to experience these benefits. Even a short walk in a local park can be a powerful reset. As you walk, consciously engage your senses. Notice the different shades of green in the leaves. Listen for the sound of birdsong or the rustling of the leaves in the wind. Feel the texture of a piece of bark. Smell the scent of the earth after it rains. Nature has a way of naturally quieting the ego and pulling us into the present moment. It reminds us that we are part of something larger, more ancient, and more intelligent than our own small, preoccupied minds. Make it a practice to seek out moments of connection with the natural world, even if it is just tending to a small plant on your windowsill. Nature is the ultimate sanctuary for a weary mind and a restless soul. It is crucial to remember that as you begin to practice stillness, you will face resistance. Your mind, accustomed to constant activity, will rebel. It will tell you that you are bored, that you are wasting your time, or that you cannot stop thinking. This is a normal part of the process. The goal of the sacred pause is not to achieve a perfectly empty mind. That is impossible. The goal is to change your relationship with your thoughts. Imagine your awareness is like a vast, clear blue sky. Your thoughts and feelings are like clouds that drift across the sky. Sometimes the sky is full of dark, stormy clouds, and sometimes it is clear. But through it all, the sky itself remains untouched, spacious, and peaceful. You are the sky, not the clouds. The practice of stillness is the practice of resting in your sky-like nature, learning to watch the clouds of thought come and go without getting carried away by them. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. Some days will be easier than others. The point is not perfection. The point is the gentle, consistent return to the pause, to the breath, to the present moment. This is the path to inner peace. It is the secret of the alchemist, who knows that the most profound transformations do not have flurry of activity, but in the deep, potent, and sacred silence of the crucible. Chapter 8. The invisible threads. Understanding our connection to everything. We have journeyed inward, tending to the sacred space within us through the power of the pause. We have learned to quiet the mind to hear the soul. Now we must take the peace we have cultivated within and extend our awareness outward to realize one of the most profound and life-altering truths of existence. We are not separate. We are all deeply, miraculously, and inextricably interconnected. We begin this human life with the experience of separation. As infants, we gradually realize that we are a distinct entity from our mother, from the world around us. This sense of being a separate I, an individual self contained within our own skin, is a necessary stage of development. It allows us to navigate the world, to form a personal identity, and to function as an individual. This is the perspective of the ego. The ego's primary job is to ensure our survival, and it does this by emphasizing our separateness. It creates a clear boundary between me and not me. It tells us we need to compete for resources, to protect what is ours, and to be wary of others. While this perspective serves a purpose, if we remain stuck in it for our entire lives, it becomes the source of our deepest suffering. The illusion of separation is the root of loneliness, of fear, of conflict, and of the feeling that we are a small, insignificant fragment in a vast and different universe. In this chapter, we will gently but firmly dismantle this illusion. We will become detectives of connection, uncovering the invisible threads that weave us all together into a single, magnificent tapestry. We will look at the hard evidence from the worlds of science, from ecology to biology to physics, that proves that separation is a myth. We will explore the timeless spiritual wisdom shared by mystics and sages across all traditions that points to the ultimate reality of oneness. And we will discover practical, heart-centered ways to move from an intellectual understanding of this truth to a deeply felt, lived experience in our daily lives. This shift in perception From separation to connection is the final and most glorious alchemical transmutation. It is the moment we realize that the gold we have been seeking within ourselves is the very same gold that shines in the heart of every other being. It is the key to unlocking boundless compassion, profound joy, and a deep sense of belonging in the world. It is the realization that you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Let us begin our investigation with the tangible, observable world around us through the lens of modern science. Science, in its relentless quest to understand the nature of reality, has become one of our greatest allies in revealing the truth of interconnectedness. Let us start with ecology. The study of how living organisms relate to one another and to their physical surroundings. The fundamental lesson of ecology is that there is no such thing as an isolated entity in nature. Every living thing exists as part of a complex and delicate web of relationships. Consider a great old tree in a forest. From our separate perspective, we see it as an individual object. But an ecologist sees a thriving metropolis, a universe of connection. The trees breathe in the carbon dioxide that we exhale, and in return, they release the oxygen that we need to live. Our very breath is a constant, invisible exchange with the plant world. The trees' roots are not isolated either. They are connected to the roots of the other trees in the forest through a vast, intricate underground network of fungi known as a mycelial network. Scientists have called this the Wood Wide Web. Through this network, trees can share resources like nutrients and water. An older, more established mother tree can send life-sustaining sugars to younger saplings struggling in the shade. They can even send chemical warning signals to each other about insect attacks. The forest is not a collection of individual trees competing for sunlight. It is a single cooperative, intelligent organism. What is true for the forest is true for the entire planet. The health of the plankton in the ocean determines the quality of the air we breathe on land. The bees that pollinate the flowers in a meadow are directly responsible for a huge portion of the food that ends up on our plates. Every single thing is connected to every other thing. To harm one part of the web is to ultimately harm ourselves. Now let us turn the lens of science inward to our own bodies. We think of our body as a singular, unified me. But biology reveals that your body is not a single entity. It is a bustling ecosystem. Your body is home to trillions of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, and viruses that collectively make up what is known as your microbiome. In fact, there are more microbial cells on your body than there are human cells. These tiny companions are not invaders. They are essential partners in your life. They help you digest your food. They produce crucial vitamins. They regulate your immune system. And they even influence your mood. You could not survive without them. Your sense of being a self is a biological illusion. You are a walking community. The very atoms that make up your body provide another profound thread of connection. Every atom of carbon, oxygen and iron in your blood and your bones was forged in the heart of a star that lived and died billions of years ago. We are, as the astronomer Carl Sagan famously said, made of stardust. We are walking conscious constellations, intimately connected to the grand cosmic story of the universe. Even the simple act of drinking a glass of water connects us through time and space. The water molecules in your glass have been on an incredible journey, cycling through the Earth's systems for millions of years. That same water may have once been in a cloud over the Amazon rainforest, part of a glacier in Antarctica, or may have been drunk by a dinosaur. When you drink it becomes part of you. These scientific truths are not just interesting facts. They are powerful spiritual pointers. They systematically break down the illusion that we are separate. They show in concrete and undeniable terms that we are woven from the same fabric as the stars. That we are inseparable from the web of life on this planet. And that our very bodies are a testament to the power of connection and cooperation. This scientific understanding of interconnectedness is a modern reflection of a truth that has been the cornerstone of spiritual wisdom for millennia. The mystics, saints, and sages of every tradition, using the technology of deep contemplation rather than a microscope, all arrive at the same fundamental conclusion. The ultimate reality of the universe is a state of unified oneness. In the Hindu tradition of Advaita Vedanta, this is expressed in the phrase Tvam Asi, which means thou art that. It is the understanding that the individual soul, the Atma, is not separate from the ultimate universal consciousness, Brahman. There is only one reality, one divine being appearing as many. The goal of spiritual life is to pierce through the veil of illusion, or Maya, that makes us believe we are separate, and to realize our true nature as that one unified consciousness. In Buddhism, this concept is expressed through the teaching of dependent origination, which states that nothing has an independent, separate existence. Everything arises in dependence upon other factors. A flower cannot exist without the sun, the soil, the rain, and the seeds. It has no separate self. The Buddhist concept of being coined by the Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully captures this. If you look deeply at a piece of paper, you can see the sunshine, the rain, the logger who cut the tree, and the wheat that fed the logger. Everything is contained within the paper. Similarly, we inter-are with everything else. The spiritual goal is to cultivate a mind of compassion, recognizing that the suffering of others is our own suffering, and their happiness is our own happiness, because we are not separate. Christian mysticism speaks of this oneness in the language of divine love. The mystic Meister Eckhart said, "The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me." It is the realization that the divine is not an old man in the sky, separate from us, but the very ground of our own being, the love and awareness that shines through us. To love your neighbor as yourself is not just a moral commandment. It is a statement of metaphysical truth. You are to love your neighbor as yourself because your neighbor is yourself, a different expression of the one divine life. This universal spiritual truth has a very practical and powerful implication. If we are all expressions of one universal consciousness, then every person we meet is a mirror. The qualities we admire in others, their kindness, their courage, their creativity, are also within us, waiting to be recognized. And more challengingly, the qualities that irritate or anger us in others are often pointing to a disowned part of ourselves, a shadow that we need to integrate and heal. The world becomes our classroom, and every interaction becomes an opportunity to understand ourselves more deeply. To live from this place of oneness is to understand that the golden rule is not just a nice idea. It is the law of the universe. What you do to another, you are on an energetic and spiritual level doing to yourself. An act of kindness towards another is an act of kindness to the whole. And therefore to yourself. An act of harm towards another creates a ripple of harm that will inevitably find its way back to you. This is the essence of karma. It is not a system of cosmic punishment and reward, but a simple law of cause and effect in a unified system. Everything is connected, so everything you put out into the system will affect the entire system, including you. To know something intellectually is one thing. To live it is another. The final and most important part of our journey in this chapter is to learn how to take this profound truth of our interconnectedness and weave it into the fabric of our daily lives. How do we move from seeing ourselves as a separate ego to feeling and acting as a part of the whole? This is the practice of applied alchemy, transforming the lead of separation into the gold of compassionate connection. Here is your toolkit for living in connection. The first and most foundational practice is the cultivation of compassion. Compassion is the emotional response to the recognition of our oneness. It is the heart's natural reaction to seeing the suffering of another and feeling the desire to alleviate it. One of the most direct ways to cultivate this is through a practice called loving kindness meditation, or metta. It is a simple but incredibly powerful practice of extending well wishes to yourself and others. You sit quietly and you begin by offering kindness to yourself, repeating phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." After a few minutes, you bring to mind a loved one and extend the same wishes to them. May you be happy. May you be healthy. Then you extend the wishes to a neutral person, someone you do not have strong feelings about. Then comes the challenging part. You bring to mind a difficult person, someone you have a conflict with, and you extend the same wishes to them. Finally, you extend the wishes out to all living beings everywhere. This practice systematically breaks down the walls of separation in our hearts. It trains us to see the shared humanity in everyone, their common desire to be happy and free from suffering. Another powerful compassion practice is the just like me exercise. When you are interacting with someone, especially someone you find challenging, you can silently repeat to yourself, "This person has a body and a mind just like me. This person has feelings, joys and sorrows just like me. This person has experienced pain and suffering just like me. This person wants to be happy just like me." This simple internal dialogue instantly shifts your perspective from one of judgment to one of shared humanity, creating a bridge of empathy across the gap of separation. The second tool is the art of deep listening. In a world where everyone is waiting for their turn to speak, one of the most profound gifts you can give another person is the gift of your full, undivided, and compassionate attention. Deep listening is not a passive activity. It is an active practice of connection. It means listening not with the intent to reply, to fix, or to judge, but with the sole purpose of understanding the other person's experience. When you are with someone, put your phone away. Make eye contact. Let go of your own internal dialogue and truly open yourself to what they are saying, both with their words and their body language. Listen for the feelings underneath the words. When you listen to someone in this way, you are creating a sacred space of acceptance. You are sending them a powerful message. You matter. Your experience is valid. I see you. This act of being truly seen and heard is one of the deepest human needs. It dissolves feelings of isolation and forges a powerful bond of connection. By practicing deep listening, you are not just being a good friend. You are being an alchemist, transforming a simple conversation into a moment of profound human connection and healing. The third tool is the joy of selfless giving. We are conditioned to believe that happiness comes from what we can get, what we can acquire. But the spiritual truth is that lasting joy comes from what we can give. The science backs this up with the phenomenon of the helper's high. When we perform an act of kindness or generosity, our brains release a cocktail of feel-good chemicals, including endorphins, dopamine, and oxytocin, which is often the love hormone. Giving literally feels good. More than that, acts of kindness are one of the most direct ways to experience our interconnectedness. When you perform a small, selfless act, you are acting from the part of you that recognizes the oneness. You are affirming your connection to the web of life. These do not have to be grand gestures. The most powerful acts of kindness are often the smallest. Let a car merge in front of you in traffic. Give a genuine compliment to a stranger. Buy a coffee for the person behind you in line. Leave a kind comment on someone's social media post. Each of these small acts is a vote for a more connected world. It is a ripple of positive energy you are sending out into the collective. You may never see the full extent of the ripple, how your small act of kindness might have changed the course of someone's entire day, but you can trust that it is there. Make it a playful practice to look for one small opportunity each day to perform a random act of kindness with no expectation of anything in return. This practice will not only make the world a better place, it will fill your own life with a deep and abiding sense of joy and purpose. The fourth tool is to actively connect with nature. It is not enough to just appreciate a beautiful landscape from a distance. To truly feel our interconnectedness, we must engage with the natural world as a participant, not just an observer. Make it a practice to consciously acknowledge your relationship with the earth. When you eat a piece of fruit, take a moment to thank the tree that grew it, the sun that ripened it, and the earth that nourished it. When you drink water, acknowledge its life-giving properties and its long journey to reach you. Go outside and place your bare feet on the earth. This practice, known as earthing or grounding, has been shown to have numerous health benefits. But its spiritual benefit is in reminding you of your direct physical connection to the planet. Learn to see the other living beings in nature not as objects, but as fellow inhabitants of this world. Look a tree in the eye, so to speak. Acknowledge its aliveness, its silent wisdom, its decades centuries of patient being. Watch an ant as it goes about its work, and marvel at the intelligence of its tiny life. This practice cultivates a sense of kinship with all of life. It dissolves the arrogance of human superiority and fosters a deep sense of humility and reverence. When you feel this connection, you will naturally become a better steward of the planet, not out of a sense of guilt or duty, but out of a deep and abiding love for your extended family. The final and most encompassing practice is to live with the awareness of the ripple effect. Understand that you are never acting in a vacuum. You are a powerful broadcasting tower of energy. And every thought you think, every word you speak, and every action you take sends a ripple out into the entire web of existence. This understanding brings a profound sense of both responsibility and power to your life. When you choose to cultivate a thought of peace instead of a thought of anger, you are not just changing your own inner state. You are adding a drop of peace to the collective consciousness. When you choose to speak a word of encouragement instead of a word of criticism, you are creating a ripple of upliftment. When you perform an act of compassion, you are contributing to the healing of the world. This is the ultimate meaning of our alchemical journey. The work we do to transform ourselves, to heal our wounds, to find our inner peace, is not just for us. It is our greatest gift to the world. A healed and peaceful person naturally emanates healing to everyone they encounter. Your personal transformation has a collective effect. You are a single crucial thread in the magnificent tapestry of existence. Your job is to make your own thread as strong, as beautiful, and as radiant as possible. In doing so, you strengthen and beautify the entire tapestry. This is the great and beautiful truth of our interconnectedness. You are not alone. You are an integral, beloved, and absolutely essential part of the grand cosmic whole. Live from this truth, and your life will become a beautiful symphony of love, joy, and compassionate connection. Chapter 9. Living with intention. Crafting a life of purpose and meaning. We have traveled far on this inner journey together. We began by learning to quiet the world enough to hear the whisper of our own inner compass. We then laid the foundation for a sacred life, tending to the four pillars of our being, our mind, our body, our heart, and our spirit. We have stood in the creative fire of our own minds, realizing we are the architects of our reality. We have learned to recognize the magical dialogue of the universe in the form of signs and synchronicity. We have faced our deepest struggles and discovered the alchemist's secret of turning that leaden pain into the gold of strength and wisdom. We have bravely opened the heavy sack of our past, releasing the rocks of resentment and regret, learning to travel light. We have reclaimed our sanity in a frantic world by embracing the sacred power of the pause. And we have opened our hearts to the profound truth that we are not separate islands, but interconnected threads in a single magnificent tapestry. We have done the essential work of clearing, of healing, of expanding. The inner ground is now fertile. The vessel is now strong. The heart is now open. And so a new question naturally arises. With this newfound awareness, with this inner freedom, what shall we build? With this life, this one precious, wild and beautiful life, what shall we consciously create? This is the point in our journey where we move from being the passive observer or the reactive survivor to becoming the deliberate, joyful, and intentional creator of our own existence. This is the chapter where we learn to live on purpose. To live with intention is to live a life of conscious choice rather than a life of unconscious reaction. It is the opposite of living on autopilot. The vast majority of people drift through their lives, guided not by a deep inner calling, but by the current societal expectation, the demands of others, and the momentum of old habits. They climb a ladder for 30 years, only to reach the top and realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. They accumulate all the external markers of success: the job, the house, the money. Yet they are haunted by a quiet, persistent feeling of emptiness, a nagging sense. Is this all there is? This feeling is a sacred signal from your soul. It is a loving wake-up call, inviting you to stop drifting and to start steering. It is inviting you to craft a life that is not just successful on the outside, but is deeply fulfilling on the inside. A life that is a true and authentic expression of your unique spirit. This is the work of crafting a life of purpose and meaning. It is not about finding a single magical answer that will solve all of your problems. It is a creative, ongoing process of discovering your core values, uncovering your unique gifts, and then aligning your daily actions with that inner truth. It is about becoming the master architect who not only draws the blueprint, but who also joyfully engages in the building of their own magnificent temple, day by day, choice by choice. It is time to pick up your tools, to claim your creative power, and to begin crafting a life that makes your soul sing. The first step in this grand creative endeavor is to lay the foundation. You cannot build a sturdy, beautiful house on a foundation of sand. The foundation of an intentional life, the solid bedrock upon which all of your choices will rest, is your set of core values. Your values are the guiding principles for your life. They are the qualities of being that are most important to you, the things you stand for. They are different from goals. A goal is an external achievement, a destination you can arrive at, like getting a promotion or buying a house. A value is an internal direction, a way of traveling. You never achieve the value of integrity or compassion. You live it moment by moment. Living a life aligned with your values is what creates that deep sense of fulfillment and rightness. When your actions are in harmony with your values, you feel a sense of peace and authenticity. When your actions are in conflict with your values, you feel a sense of dis-ease, stress, and inner conflict. That nagging feeling of dissatisfaction we spoke of is almost always a sign that you are living out of alignment with your core values. The problem is, most of us have never taken the time to consciously identify what our core values actually are. We may have a vague sense of them, or we may have simply adopted the values that our parents, our culture, or our religion told us we should have. To live with intention, you must dig deeper. You must excavate your own authentic values from the soil of your life experience. This requires a process of deep and honest self-reflection. It is an archaeological dig into your own soul. We are going to begin this dig right now with a powerful exercise. I invite you to find a quiet space with a journal and a pen. We are going to explore a series of questions designed to reveal the hidden gem of your core values. Do not rush this process. Allow yourself to sit with each question, to feel into the answers, and to write freely without judgment. The first set of questions is about your peak experiences. Think back over the course of your entire life. Bring to mind a time when you felt truly deeply happy and alive. A moment when you felt completely in your element, joyful, fulfilled. It does not have to be a big dramatic event. It could be a simple moment. Once you have a specific memory in mind, describe it in detail in your journal. Where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing? Now, here is the crucial question. What was it about that experience that made you feel so good? Look beneath the surface details. Were you learning something new? If so, perhaps growth or learning is a core value. Were you in nature? Perhaps nature or beauty is a value. Were you connecting with another person? Perhaps connection or love is a value. Were you creating something? Perhaps creativity is a value. Were you overcoming a challenge? Perhaps achievement or courage is a value. Try to identify two or three of these experiences and dissect them in this way, looking for the underlying values that were being honored in those moments. The second set of questions is about your moments of challenge and frustration. Think about a time when you felt angry, frustrated, or deeply disappointed. Again, get a specific memory. What was happening? What was it about that situation that made you feel so upset? Often our strongest negative emotions arise when one of our core values is being violated. For example, if you get intensely angry when you see someone being treated unfairly, it is a powerful clue that justice or fairness is one of your core values. If you feel frustrated and suffocated in a job with too many rules and micromanagement, it strongly suggests that freedom or autonomy is a core value. If you are deeply disappointed when a friend breaks a promise, it points to the value of reliability or integrity. Your anger is a sacred signal. It is a guardian of your values, pointing its finger at what you hold most dear. Explore a few of these challenging moments and see what values they reveal. The third area of exploration is to look at the qualities you admire most in other people. Think of two or three people, either people you know personally or public figures, whom you deeply respect and admire. What is it about them that you admire? Is it their unwavering honesty? Perhaps truth is a value for you. Is it their boundless compassion for others? Perhaps service is a value. Is it their adventurous spirit and willingness to take risks? Perhaps adventure is a value. The qualities we admire in others are often a mirror, reflecting back to us the values that are most important in our own hearts, the qualities we aspire to embody ourselves. Now, after this deep reflection, I want you to look through your journal notes and start making a list of all the potential value words that have emerged. Your list might be long at this point. That is wonderful. To help you, here is a list of some common values to spark your thinking. Authenticity, adventure, balance, beauty, community, compassion, contribution, courage, creativity, curiosity, equality, faith, family, freedom, friendship, fun, growth, health, honesty, humor, integrity, joy, justice, kindness, knowledge, leadership, love, loyalty, nature, openness, order, passion, peace, pleasure, power, recognition, respect, responsibility, security, service, spirituality, stability, success, teamwork, tradition, trust, truth, wealth, wisdom. Go through this list and circle any that resonate deeply with you, adding them to the list you have already generated. The final step is to distill this long list down to your absolute core. The goal is to identify your top 5 to 7 core values. This is the hard part, as it requires you to make choices. Look at your long list. Start to group similar words together. For example, honesty and truth might be grouped under integrity. Then start the process of elimination. If you could only have one of two values for the rest of your life, which would you choose? This is not to say the other value is not important, but to identify which is more fundamental to your being. Continue this process until you have a list of 5 to 7 words that feel like the pillars of your soul. These words should feel like coming home. When you read them, there should be a deep sense of yes, this is me. Write this final list on a clean page in your journal. These are your guiding stars. They are the foundation upon which you will now consciously build the rest of your life. This is the first and most important blueprint for your intentional existence. With the solid foundation of your values in place, we now turn to the unique materials being given to build with. We are going to uncover your unique gifts and passions. If your values are the why of your life, your gifts and passions are the what and the how. They are the specific channels through which your purpose will flow into the world. Every single person on this planet is born with a unique combination of talent, interests, and perspectives. There has never been anyone exactly like you, and there never will be again. Your job is not to be like someone else. It is to become the most authentic and fully expressed version of yourself. Your gifts are the things that you do naturally well. They often feel so easy to you might not even recognize them as a special talent. You might assume that everyone can do what you do. Perhaps you are a natural listener, someone people always come to for advice. Perhaps you have a gift for organizing chaos, for creating order and beauty in a messy space. Perhaps you have a way with words, able to explain complex ideas in a simple way. Perhaps you have a gift for making people laugh, for lightening the mood in any room. These are not trivial skills. They are sacred gifts. To identify your gifts, ask yourself these questions. What did I love to do as a child before I was told what I should be doing? What activities make me feel strong and energized? What do my friends and family always say I am good at? What kinds of problems do I enjoy solving? Your passions, on the other hand, are the subjects and activities that fascinate you, that you feel an inexplicable pull towards. They are the things you get lost in, the things you do where time seems to disappear. You do them not for any external reward, but for the sheer joy of the activity itself. What topics are you endlessly curious about? If you had a free afternoon, what would you choose to do? What section of the bookstore do you always find yourself in? Your passions are the fuel for your journey. They provide energy and enthusiasm that will sustain you, especially when you face challenges. A powerful framework for synthesizing your values, gifts, and passions into a cohesive sense of purpose is the Japanese concept of ikigai. The word can be translated as a reason for being or a reason to get up in the morning. It is not just a single thing, but the convergence of four essential elements. Imagine four large overlapping circles. Finding your ikigai means finding the sweet spot in the center where all four circles intersect. The first circle is that which you love. This is your passion. These are the activities that make you feel alive. The things you would do even if you were not paid for them. Make a list of everything that belongs in this circle for you. Be expansive. It could be anything from hiking in the mountains to playing the guitar, to deep conversations, to organizing your closet. The second circle is that which you are good at. This is your gift, your vocation. These are your natural talents and the skills you have acquired over time. What comes easily to you? What have you mastered? Make a detailed list of your skills, both hard skills like coding or carpentry, and soft skills like communication or empathy. The third circle is that which the world needs. This is your mission. This is where you turn your attention outward. What problems in the world break your heart? What causes do you feel a deep desire to contribute to? The world here does not have to be the entire planet. Your world might be your local community, your family, or a specific group of people you feel called to serve. What needs do you see around you that you feel equipped to help with? The fourth circle is that which you can be paid for. This is your profession. This is the practical element of how you can sustain yourself in the world. What skills do you have that people are willing to pay for? What is your current profession? And what are other potential ways you could earn a living? Now, the alchemical work begins. You start to look at the intersections. The intersection of what you love and what you are good at is your passion. You might love singing and be good at it, but if no one needs it or will pay for it, it remains a joyful hobby. The intersection of what you are good at and what you can be paid for is your profession. You might be a great accountant and get paid well for it, but if you do not love it and it does not feel like it serves a need you care about, it will feel like an empty job. The intersection of what the world needs and what you can be paid for is your vocation. You might see a great need for social work and know you can get a job, but if you are not good at it and do not love the work, you will likely burn out. The intersection of what you love and what the world needs is your mission. You might have a deep passion for saving the rainforests, but if you have no skills in that area and no way to get paid for it, it remains a beautiful, potentially unfulfilled dream. Your ikigai lies in that magical central space where all four circles overlap. It is the place where your personal joy meets your unique talent to serve a need in the world in a way that can also support you. This is your life's purpose. For example, you might love working with animals. Passion. Be very good at training them. Gift. See that the world more well-behaved rescue dogs to be adopted. Mission. And find that you can be paid for this as a professional dog trainer profession. That is a clear ikigai. Take your time with this exercise. Your ikigai may not be a single job title. It might be a combination of things, a portfolio life. But the process of filling out these four circles will give you a powerful map of your own soul's landscape, showing you the direction of your most purposeful, fulfilling life path. Now that you have the foundation of your values and the map of your ikigai, it is time to create your guiding star. This is your personal mission statement. A mission statement is not just for businesses. It is a powerful tool for an individual to bring clarity, focus, and intention to their life. It is a concise declaration of your purpose that acts as your personal constitution. It becomes the filter through which you can make all of life's decisions, big and small. A good personal mission statement has two key components. It describes who you want to be, which relates to your values and what you want to do. Which relates to your gifts and passions in service to the world. It should be inspiring, memorable, and uniquely yours. Let us craft one together. Start with this simple template. My purpose is to use my unique gift and unique gift to what you want to do in the world, what the world needs, so that the result you want to create. Now, let us infuse this with your values. A more advanced template might look like this. To live each day with value 1 and value 2, using my core gifts of gift 1 and gift 2 to action contribution, creating a world that is more desired quality. Let us look at a few examples. Someone whose gifts are teaching and simplifying complex ideas, who values growth and curiosity, and who wants to help people feel empowered might write. My purpose is to use my passion for learning and my gift for teaching to simplify complex ideas, so that people can feel more empowered and confident in their own lives. Someone whose gifts are empathy and creating beautiful spaces, who values peace and connection, and who wants to help people might write. To live each day with compassion and creativity, using my gifts of empathy and design to create peaceful, healing spaces that allow people to reconnect with themselves and each other. Take the raw material from your previous exercises, your list of core values, and your ikigai map, and start playing with the words. Do not worry about getting it perfect on the first try. Write several drafts. Read them out loud. How do they feel? Which one resonates most deeply in your heart? When you have a version that feels right, write it down on a fresh page in your journal. Post it on your wall. Make it the wallpaper on your phone. This is your North Star. This statement is your anchor. On days when you feel lost, confused, or pulled in a million directions, you can return to this statement. You can take a deep breath and read it aloud. It will instantly reconnect with your deepest truth and remind you of what truly matters. It is your declaration to yourself and to the universe of the life you intend to create. Knowing your purpose is one thing. Living it is the alchemy. The space between the life you have and the life you are called to live is often filled with fear, doubt, and resistance. This is where the real work begins. This is the alchemy of aligned action. To live your purpose is not about making one giant heroic leap. It is about taking thousands of small consistent steps in the direction of your North Star. It is about aligning your daily choices with your stated values and your mission. The first step is to bridge the gap. Look at your life as it is today. Look at your career, your relationships, your health habits, your financial habits, and how you spend your free time. Now, look at your list of core values and your personal mission statement. Where is there a gap between the two? Where is your life currently out of alignment with your deepest truth? For example, if one of your core values is adventure, but you have not done anything new or exciting in years, that is a gap. If your mission is to use your creativity to inspire others, but you are working in a soul-crushing data entry job, and you have not created anything in months, that is a gap. Acknowledge these gaps without judgment. They are not signs of failure. They are simply your starting point. Your areas for focused alchemical work. Now you begin to take small aligned actions to close these gaps. The key is to start ridiculously small. If you want to close the adventure gap, you do not need to book a trip around the world tomorrow. Your small aligned action could be to try a new restaurant this weekend, to take a different route on your walk, or to sign up for a class in a subject you know nothing about. If you want to close the creativity gap, you do not need to quit your job and declare yourself a full-time artist. Your small aligned action could be to spend 15 minutes sketching before you go to bed, to write one page in a journal each morning, or to join a local choir. Each of these small actions is a vote for the life you want to create. Each one sends a powerful message to yourself and to the universe that you are serious about your intention. These small steps build momentum. They create new neural pathways in your brain, and they begin to shift your energy, attracting new opportunities and possibilities that are in alignment with your new direction. Your mission statement now becomes your ultimate decision-making tool. When faced with a choice, whether it is a major life decision like a job offer, or a small decision like how to spend your evening, you can ask a simple question. Does this choice move me closer to my mission or further away? Is this action in alignment with my core values? This simple filter makes decision-making so much easier. It cuts through the noise of what should I do, and connects you directly to the wisdom of your inner compass. Finally, it is crucial to understand that living your purpose is not just about what you do. It is about the energy and intention you bring to what you do. You may not be in a position to change your job or your circumstances right away, but you can change the way you show up. You can find your purpose right where you are. If your mission is about creating connection, you can practice deep listening with your colleagues. If your value is compassion, you can bring an extra level of kindness to your customer service interactions. The janitor we spoke of earlier, who sees his purpose not as mopping floors, but as creating an welcoming environment for others, is living his purpose more fully than a disconnected CEO. You can infuse your current reality with your purpose. This is the highest form of alchemy. It is transforming the lead of your present circumstances into the gold of a meaningful existence. Not by changing the circumstances themselves, but by changing the consciousness you bring to them. Living with intention is a beautiful ongoing dance. It is a daily practice consulting your inner compass, taking small courageous steps, and bringing your fullest, most authentic self to every moment. This is how you craft a life that is not just lived, but is a true masterpiece of the soul. Chapter 10. The journey is the destination. Embracing a life of growth. And so we arrive at the final chapter of this guide. But it is not an ending. It is a commencement. It is the beginning of the rest of your beautiful, intentional alchemical life. We have journeyed together through the landscapes of the inner world. We have learned to listen, to heal, to release, to create, and to connect. You have been given the compass, the blueprint, and the tools. You have come to understand that you are the alchemist of your own life, with the power to transmute the raw material of your experience into the gold of wisdom, peace, and purpose. The great temptation now, at the end of a journey like this, is to believe that you have arrived. There is a part of the ego that desires a finish line, a final perfect state of being where all problems are solved, all lessons are learned, and you can finally rest in a state of perpetual bliss. This, my friend, is the greatest illusion of all. The purpose of this journey was never to arrive at a perfect destination. The purpose of this journey was to teach you to fall in love with the journey itself. Life is not a problem to be solved. It is a mystery to be lived. Growth is not a phase you go through. It is the very nature of existence. This final chapter is about cementing this understanding into the core of your being. It is about embracing a life of continuous growth, not as a chore, but as a joyful adventure. It is about understanding that the process, the becoming, the unfolding is the whole point. We will dismantle the myth of arrival. We will learn to embrace the spiral path of our evolution, and we will integrate all the tools we have learned into a sustainable daily practice. This is the chapter where we learn to stop striving for a perfect future and start living a perfectly imperfect and beautiful life right now. This is where we finally realize that the journey is the destination and the path itself is paved with gold. Let us begin by dismantling one of the ego's most favorite and most destructive traps, the arrival fallacy. This is the deeply ingrained belief that I will be happy when it is the endless deferral of our own joy and peace to a future moment, contingent upon an external achievement. I will be happy when I get the promotion. I will be happy when I find the perfect partner. I will be happy when I lose 20 pounds. I will be happy when I buy the house. I will be happy when I retire. We live our lives in a constant state of waiting, believing that the next thing on our checklist will be the thing that finally delivers the lasting fulfillment we crave. But it never does. You achieve the goal. You get the promotion. You find the partner. And for a moment, there is a feeling of excitement, of relief. But soon, the novelty wears off. The feeling fades, and the ego, in its insatiable hunger, simply moves the goalposts. It sets a new when. Okay, I have the promotion, but I will be truly happy when I become the vice president. I have a partner, but I will be happy when we get married. The arrival fallacy is a recipe for a life of perpetual dissatisfaction. It keeps us on a treadmill striving, forever chasing a horizon that recedes as we approach it. The spiritual truth that shatters this illusion is that there is nothing, absolutely nothing in the external world that has the power to give you lasting happiness. Joy, peace, and fulfillment are not destinations you arrive at. They are states of being that you can only cultivate within yourself in the present moment. The journey of alchemy is not about manipulating the external world to match your desires so that you can finally be happy. It is about doing the inner work to find your happiness right now, regardless of your external circumstances. When you do this, a magical thing happens. You stop needing the world to be a certain way for you to be okay. This releases an enormous amount of pressure and anxiety. You can still have goals and desires, but you pursue them from a completely different energy. You pursue them not from a place of desperate lack, believing that they will save you, but from a place of creative wholeness, knowing that you are already complete. The journey towards the goal becomes a joyful game rather than a stressful battle for survival. You are free to enjoy the process, the learning, the striving, because your well-being is no longer dependent on the outcome. This is true freedom. It is the realization that you have already arrived. The present moment is the only destination there ever was. Your task is not to race towards a finish line, but to learn to inhabit this moment, right here, right now, with all of your awareness, all of your heart, and all of your being. As you commit to this path of conscious living, it is essential to understand the true nature of personal and spiritual growth. Our culture often presents growth as a linear upward trajectory, like climbing a ladder. We believe that once we have learned a lesson, we should be done with it forever. We expect to make steady, uninterrupted progress. But this is not how life works. The path of growth is not a straight line. It is a spiral. Imagine you are walking up a spiral staircase inside a tall tower. As you walk, you keep circling back around to the same point on the compass. You might find yourself looking out the same window, seeing the same view you saw one level below. If you believe in linear progress, this can be incredibly discouraging. You might think, I thought I dealt with this issue. I thought I had healed this wound. Why is my anger, my fear, my insecurity back again? I must be a failure. I am going backwards. But you are not going backwards. You are simply revisiting the same from a higher level of consciousness. You are looking at the same view, but you are one floor higher. You have more wisdom, more tools, and a broader perspective than you did the last time you circled around to this point. Life will present you with the same core lessons over and over again, in different forms, and with different people, until you have fully integrated the wisdom they contain. You may have a core lesson around learning to set healthy boundaries. In your 20s, this might manifest as a difficult roommate. You learn a little, you grow. Then, in your 30s, the same lesson might reappear in the form of a demanding boss. It is the same theme, but the challenge is more subtle, and it requires a greater level of skill from you. In your 40s, the lesson might come back in your relationship with your aging parents. Each time you revisit the lesson, you have an opportunity to deepen your mastery. To embrace the spiral path is to release the expectation of perfection. It is to welcome the return of old challenges, not with frustration, but with a curious and compassionate attitude. Hello again, old friend. What more do you have to teach me this time? What am I ready to see now that I could not see before? This perspective transforms setbacks into opportunities. It allows you to be patient and kind with yourself. Growth is not a race. It is a slow, cyclical and lifelong process of unfolding. Your only job is to keep taking the next step on the spiral, trusting each time you circle back, you are doing so with a little more light, a little more wisdom, and a lot more love for the journey. To truly thrive on this lifelong spiral of growth, we must deeply internalize what we touched upon in Chapter 3. The cultivation of a growth mindset. This concept, popularized by the work of psychologist Carol Dweck, is one of the most powerful alchemical tools you can possess. It is the fundamental belief that your ability, your intelligence, and your character are not fixed static traits, but are dynamic qualities developed through dedication and hard work. The opposite of a growth mindset is a fixed mindset. A person with a fixed mindset believes that their qualities are carved in stone. They believe they are either smart or not smart, creative or not creative. This leads them to avoid challenges for fear of looking bad or proving their supposed limitations. They give up easily in the face of obstacles. They see effort as a sign that they are not good enough, and they feel threatened by the success of others. A fixed mindset is the death of alchemy. It is the belief that lead is just lead, and it can never be changed. A person with a growth mindset, on the other hand, believes that their true potential is unknown and unknowable. They understand that their brain is a magnificent plastic organ, capable of learning and growing their entire life. This belief changes everything. They embrace challenges, seeing them as opportunities to grow. They persist in the face of setbacks, understanding that struggle is a necessary part of the learning process. They see effort not as a sign of weakness, but as the path to mastery. They learn from criticism and find lessons and inspiration in the success of others. A growth mindset is the very soul of alchemy. It is the unwavering belief that lead can, with enough heat, enough pressure, and enough intentional work, be transformed into gold. Cultivating a growth mindset is a conscious practice. It begins with listening to your own inner dialogue. When you face a challenge, what is the voice in your head saying? Is it the fixed mindset voice saying, I cannot do this, I am not good enough? Or is it the growth mindset voice saying, this is hard, but I can learn. What strategy can I try next? The key is to start using the word yet. When you catch yourself thinking, I do not understand this, you add the word yet. I do not understand this yet. When you think I am not good at this, you reframe it to I am not good at this yet. This simple word transforms a dead end into an open road. It acknowledges your current reality while affirming the possibility of future growth. Celebrate your effort, not just your results. Praise yourself for the hard work you put in, for your persistence, and for the courage you showed in trying something difficult, regardless of the outcome. By focusing on the process rather than the product, you fall in love with the journey of learning and becoming. This mindset will be your greatest ally. It is the engine that will carry you up the spiral staircase of your life, transforming every step. even the difficult ones, into a source of strength, wisdom, and profound personal power. So how do we take all of these profound concepts and ground them in the reality of our everyday lives? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the journey of a lifetime is lived one day at a time. The secret to embracing the journey is to create a simple, sustainable daily practice that integrates the tools we have learned. This is your Alchemist's daily practice, a flexible framework you can adapt to your own life and needs. Let us begin with your morning, the first few crucial moments that set the energetic tone for your entire day. Before you reach for your phone, before you let the world's demands come rushing in, claim the first few minutes for yourself. This is your morning ritual. It could be as short as 5 minutes or as long as 30. First, connect with your body and your breath. Perform the sacred pause. Sit on the edge of your bed, close your eyes, and take 10 slow, deep breaths. Just feel the sensation in your body. This brings you into the present moment. Second, prime your mind for positivity. Practice gratitude. Mentally or in a journal. Name three specific things you are grateful for. This trains your brain's filter to start looking for the good. Then review your personal mission statement. Read it aloud. Feel its truth in your body. This aligns your energy with your purpose and sets your intention for the day. You are telling yourself and the universe what you stand for and the direction you are heading. This simple ritual is a powerful way to start your day from a place of center, calm and intention, rather than from a place of reaction and stress. Now, let us move through your day. Your practice during the day is one of mindful awareness. Weave in the micro pauses we discussed, using transitions as your cue to take conscious breaths. When you are interacting with others, practice deep listening and the just like me compassion exercise. Keep your senses open for the whispers of the universe, the signs and synchronicity that are guiding you. And most importantly, when you inevitably face a challenge, a moment of frustration or a setback, see it as an opportunity to practice your alchemy. This is where your growth happens. Pause. Use the tool of radical acceptance to acknowledge the reality of the moment without resistance. Then ask the empowering questions from search for meaning. What is this here to teach me? What strength is this asking me to find? Finally, as you move through it, begin to craft your hero's narrative, telling the story of your own resilience and growth. Your challenges are no longer just problems; they are your curriculum. Finally, we come to your evening, your time to consciously close the day and prepare your body and mind for rest. This is your evening ritual. First and foremost, practice the digital sunset. Put away all screens at least an hour before bed. This is a non-negotiable honoring your well-being. Use this time to release the energy of the day. A powerful practice is a brain dump in a journal. Write down anything that is on your mind. Any worries, any to-do items for tomorrow. This gets them out of your head so they do not keep you awake. Then revisit your gratitude journal. Reflect on your day and find three new things that you are thankful for, no matter how small. This ends your day on a positive vibration. Finally, if you are holding on to any resentments or regrets from the day, practice the art of letting go. You can do a quick visualization of cutting the cords, or simply make a conscious statement of forgiveness and release. You are clearing your energetic slate so that you can enter sleep with a peaceful mind and an open heart. This daily framework is not meant to be a rigid, stressful schedule. It is a menu of practices from which you can choose. Some days you might only manage a few deep breaths in the morning. That is okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is the gentle, consistent intention to show up for yourself, to tend to your inner world, and to stay connected to your path. This is how the journey becomes the destination, by infusing each day with sacred acts of conscious living. As we bring this guide to a close, there is one final essential truth that must be woven through everything we have discussed. The master ingredient in all of alchemy, the universal solvent that dissolves all resistance and heals all wounds, is self-compassion. This journey is long. You will stumble. You will stumble. You will fall. You will fall. You will have days where you forget every single tool in this book. You will get hijacked by your ego. You will get lost in old patterns of fear and judgment. You will be perfectly, beautifully, and messily human. In those moments, your single most important practice is to be kind to yourself. The voice of the inner critic, the one that tells you that you have failed, or that you are not doing it right, is the voice of the fixed mindset. It is the voice of separation, the voice of self-compassion, the voice of the growth mindset. It is the voice of oneness and love. It is the gentle hand that helps you up when you have fallen, dusts you off, and whispers, "It is okay. It is okay. This is part of the path. Let us try again." The practice of self-compassion involves three key elements. First, self-kindness. This means treating yourself with the same warmth, gentleness, and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend who is struggling. Second, common humanity. This is the recognition that suffering and personal inadequacy are part of the shared human experience. When you fail, you remember that everyone fails. You are not alone in your imperfection. This recognition dissolves the isolating feeling of shame. Third, mindfulness. This is the practice of holding your painful thoughts and feelings in balanced awareness, without suppressing them, but also without exaggerating them. You acknowledge the pain of the moment without getting lost in it. When you get lost, when you stumble, practice these three things. Be kind to yourself. Remember that everyone stumbles, and just mindfully acknowledge the difficulty of the moment. This is the ultimate alchemy. It is the transmutation of your own self-judgment into self-love. And it is this self-love that will be the fuel for your entire lifelong journey of growth. This is not the end. This is the beginning. You are the alchemist. Your life is your laboratory. The ordinary moments of your existence are the lead you have been given to work with. You have the compass. You have the fire. You have the tools. Your purpose is not to reach a final static destination of perfection. Your great work, your magnum opus, is to fall so deeply in love with the process of transformation itself, with the sacred, messy, beautiful, and ongoing journey of becoming, that you realize you have been living in heaven all along. The journey is the gold. Go now. And shine. As we come to the end of the Alchemist's Guide to the Soul, remember that the true transformation happens in the small, consistent choices you make every day. You have the wisdom and the tools to be the alchemist of your own life. Trust in your journey. Embrace the process, and know that every step you take towards understanding yourself is a step towards a more beautiful and fulfilling existence. The path is now yours to walk. Thank you for listening. If this audiobook has resonated and you would like to explore more content designed to inspire and uplift, I warmly invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Williams Audiobooks. Your support helps me to continue creating and sharing this journey with others.